up, everyone? This is Matthew. We're the king of bros. I just want to say, if you ain't listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast, bro, you're missing out. The king listens, and you need to too.
Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Yo, listen, this is the best wrestling alive, Platinum Max, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling podcast. This is the original, the Blue Meanie, and you're watching and listening to We Are Wrestling podcast.
We Are Wrestling podcast. Check them out, man.
Stay tuned, listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie might teach you a thing or two.
We Are Wrestling podcast.
We Are Wrestling.
All right, Chris Jericho here, and you're going to listen to and watch We Are Wrestling.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Mavis. And the facts are, I steal all my information from right here. We Are Wrestling.
Everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me why. 'Cause everywhere I go,
the grind is real. What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, your We Are Wrestling predictions champion, the best one, Donnie here with...
What is going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. I'm a little under the weather, but you know what? That's not going to stop me. It's a new era of the We Are Wrestling podcast. And look who the fuck is joining us today, man. It's been a little bit. We got my guy, Mr. Dan Eddy, returning to the show. What is going on, brother?
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back, me, I guess. Yeah, thanks for bringing me back here, guys. I'm back from a little hiatus. I do come unbearing gifts, though. I do not have the podcast Discord available, the We Are Wrestling podcast Discord. But I am back. Been a few months here, but yeah, glad to be back here. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Just like Eric Bischoff's WWE theme, Dan Eddy is back. Better than ever.
Better than ever.
Yeah.
I'm a maniac. That's right. We are live on a Thursday, which is going to be a new thing moving forward with the We Are Wrestling podcast. It's a new era, which we ran out of time. Next week, we're going to have a fresh new coat of paint with our background, but we hope you like the new intro. Shout out to Onlap for the song. Everywhere I go, if you want to go follow them, all their links are down in the description box below with We Are Wrestling's and, of course, our links. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you listen, leave us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download this episode and all the other episodes and give us a follow. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, over on the YouTube channel where you get the most premium pro wrestling content, live episodes of the podcast every week, now Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. You get live watch-alongs for all the WWE PLEs, AEW pay-per-views. You get reactions. You get vlogs. So much premium content. And if you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications, videos, and live streams be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And, of course, you already know, the grind is real.
Yes, sir.
And you know what? Just like Triple H says, man, it's a new era. We are in a new era of the We Are Wrestling podcast. But this is going to have a more of a feeling of a new era than WWE does. So, what can I say, man?
I mean, it's still kind of a new era for WWE. They've just been sucking at it lately. So
Yeah, that's an understatement. But we do have a stacked show lined up for all you We Are Wrestling Maniacs for the season 3 premiere. A lot of great topics that we're going to be discussing this week,
yes,
and including our main event, which will be the WWE Clash in Italy review. Talk about the good, talk about the bad. We got a great episode lined up, but we might as well start things off like we always do with the We Are Wrestling Power of the Poll, where every week, now Thursdays, we post a brand new poll in our We Are Wrestling community tab over on the YouTube channel. So if you want your voice to be heard, you can cast your vote. And with the king and queen of the ring bracket being announced following WWE Clash in Italy, we wanted to ask you guys, who was the worst king of the ring winner? And here are the results for the first brand new Power of the Poll. King Mabel with the sweep. 70% of you guys picked King Mabel, who is known as Viscera, while 16% picked King Corbin, while 12% picked the badass Billy Gunn, and only 1% picked William Regal. Is that the first time we ever got a 1%?
No, we've got 1% before.
Are you sure?
So?
I can't
1 or 2%. Yeah, I don't know what it was for, but honestly, sorry. Go ahead, Danny. I got some thoughts about that one.
All right. Well, do we agree with the Maniacs this week that King Mabel was the worst King of the Ring winner?
I can't really say I 100% agree, just because I didn't really watch a lot of his run, after winning the King of the Ring or whatever. I remember certain things. I remember the Hardys talking about how, at one of the pay-per-views back in the day or whatever, they were the people that fucking brought him out on this fucking little throne thing. But if I trust our audience, man, I trust our audience in this. So,
well, I don't know how I feel about this. I do, yeah, because if you're looking at main event status, Mabel was supposed to be bigger than what he was, and he didn't really live up to the hype around this time. And in 95, they were they really needed somebody to fill in the void, because it was Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart carrying the WWF around that time. Also Taker.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Donnie, I do agree that Mabel would have been the worst WWE King in the Ring. My pushback on that is William Regal 1%. That is what's bothering me, because I know William Regal more so of his King of the Ring length and time. So, and with King Corbin and Billy Gunn, I'm familiar with them more so Corbin because he's more my time. I don't remember Mabel at all, not even his King of the Ring. So, I mean, kudos to the Maniacs to get that one right. But with the fact that William Regal got 1%, I'm sure he's known for more of his other stuff, more so now for training the newer wrestlers back behind the scenes. But that 1% is just bothering me.
I know with William Regal too, another thing that needs to be pointed out, William Regal was set to get a massive push, even though they did give him an Intercontinental title run, and then CM Punk ended up beating him. But around the time, William Regal was dealing with drug issues, and he was dealing with problems to where he ended up failing the test, and he had to get suspended. So it didn't really get to live up to the hype, but I feel compared to the other three, William getting last place, I do think is the right call.
I do too.
Because I do like the Lone Wolf with Baron Corbin a lot better than the King.
When it comes to Mabel though, I more so remember him from as Viscera when he was part of the Ministry, and then obviously years later when he went to the Big Daddy V gimmick or whatever, when WWE revived ECW back in 2005, 2006. So that's more my time of when I was more familiar with King Mabel or whatever. But like I said, man, I trust the audience. So if they think he's the worst, then you know what? I'm not gonna. There's no pushback from me.
He did have a really crappy match with Diesel that I don't recommend anybody go back into the vault and watch.
Now that you just said it, I'm gonna have to have you send me a link to that match so I can watch it.
I will.
Maybe I'll give my review on the next episode I'm on.
Real quick, Donnie, do you like King Corbin better or Lucky Baron Corbin better?
Okay, so like Happy Corbin or like King
Happy
Corbin?
Corbin, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
I like Lone Wolf Corbin.
It's tough because like I really didn't like King Corbin at all, which hey, he was doing his job if I hated him.
Honestly,
but
that was his best
Happy
work, in my
Corbin,
opinion.
I didn't care for. Sad Corbin was funny, but just Lone Wolf Corbin was my favorite. And like for me, I lost all hope when he failed that cash in with the Money in the Bank. Like that was an easy layup for him to cash in and win the championship, especially during like that era, which was like the land of opportunity. He would have been perfect holding the championship.
Bro, I feel like it was a missed opportunity. Now, everybody that knows me knows I'm a huge metalhead, right? I feel like it was a missed opportunity not to have Lone Wolf Baron Corbin in a match with fucking Corey Taylor from Slipknot, bro. Because when NXT had that little show at I can't remember what festival it was, but you saw that footage of Corey Taylor in the front row of the NXT show, and he smacked the shit out of fucking Baron Corbin. Like, I feel like that was a missed opportunity, man, to get Corey Taylor a little bit more involved, man. I feel like if Triple H was 100% like in charge of everything back then, it would have happened.
I do agree, but real quick, before we get into next week's Power of the Poll, gotta show some love to the Maniacs that are here live with us on a Thursday. Real quick, we got Dakota. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Also, we got Omar here. What's up, everybody? I got to get used to the Thursday episodes of the We Are Wrestling.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to y'all yesterday until I realized it's on Thursdays now. I did do that on purpose, putting the stream on Wednesday to try to get people. And I know I did because I looked at the 5 o'clock time and there was a lot of you in there waiting.
You fucking Mark.
We Are Wrestling member Bradley here in the live chat. What's up? Let's go. Love the energy. Wavy boy in here. What is going on? Omar here. They better be full of surprises on the premium Thursday episodes. Oh, don't worry. We got lots of surprises coming out of nowhere.
We already got a return, man. What else you guys want?
Got a return.
Yeah, what else do you guys want? I'm already here.
Chevy dude, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the We Are Wrestling podcast. Rage loving the new intro. Look at that. Everybody loving the new intro here. Chevy, it's great to be live on a Thursday night or what? So many of you guys showing love.
Not gonna lie, bro. Like this whole 6 p.m. time slot. I feel like it's sort of rejuvenating me because it's like
you don't have
to after your shoot job, you don't have to rush home and just quickly shower and hop on. Like I like this new time slot.
That's right, guys. Dan Eddy is back, baby. Let's freaking go. But next week's The Power of the Poll is up now. So you have 1 week to vote. And we're asking you guys which WWE logo is the best. And you get to pick between 4 options. To the audio listeners, we have the classic WWF logo during the new gen and the early days. We have the scratched WWF logo Attitude Era. We have the scratched modern WWE logo when they had to get the F out. And, of course, the modern WWE logo. So if you want your voice to be heard, you want to cast your vote, you can do that right now over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel in our community tab. And since next week is Rage's episode, which we're going to talk about the format after we do go through everything, might as well ask you guys, what's your favorite WWE logo out of the 4?
I gotta go with the WWF scratch logo, just because like I started watching in '97. Bad Blood '97 was the first pro wrestling show I ever witnessed, and that's really what like rejuvenated my fandom of pro wrestling, and like the Attitude Era, and like just like I have so many fond memories of that time, so like I just gotta go with that.
What about you, Dan?
I would agree. I think that would be my favorite logo. Just because I kind of started watching around the same time as Danny, and like the WWF old style, like the 80s, with all due respect, it's a great logo. It's just not my favorite. And then the newest logo it's sort of bland. It's simple, a lot of times the companies go for like more simple, more elegant, less effort, more of a result.
That should
Not the case.
that
Not the
just
case.
screams what WWE's product is now, man. Safe,
Yeah, exactly.
simple. There's really nothing exciting about it. Really, it's just how it is. So,
Hey, ChatGPT,
Yeah.
I can't come up with a good storyline. Can you give me an idea? That's the WWE creative.
Recently I found out about Claude instead of ChatGPT, so I've been using that now a lot more often. It's better. It's better. It's like a better AI app.
Man, my fiance hates AI. But guys, if you want to cast your vote on the latest Papa Power of the Poll, that is up right now over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel in our community tab. A couple things that we do want to plug real quick. Whoop. Having some technical difficulties here. All right, how the hell do I freaking... It's so... Anything can happen when you're live. There we go. Look at that. We made it work. All right. Well,
I was saying, where did I go?
Unreal shirts are available now over on ProWrestlingTees.com with other designs for the shirts, which I do have here. Nice little for life inspired, which we have a lot of great designs up on there. And then, of course, we have lots of great snackable content you can watch. We have quite some vlogs up on the channel. The brand new House of Glory big event New York Super Clash vlog is up on the channel. A little late, but it's better late than never. And then, of course, Awesome Championship Wrestling. We got that up. Same with the original OG Big Three, myself, Rage, and Danny, all going to a show together. Just us. It's been a while since we've done that. And, of course, Legends owner, Chris. It was never just a phase. Fun time. And then, of course, WWE Fan Goes to Indie Show Part 2 and so many other great vlogs up on the channel. Another thing we could plug as well. That's right. The Wrestling Classic 7 is coming, baby. And you already know We Are Wrestling is going to be a huge part of it. And they just announced the second official guest here, and that is Gail Kim, TNA Knockout Hall of Famer. That's right. She is going to be in Springfield, Mass for the Wrestling Classic 7. And if you guys want to stay up to date with all the news that's happening during the Classic, we'll be keeping you guys in the loop. But you can go follow Zombie Hideout or Captain's Corner over on their social medias. I prefer Facebook to get their news so you can stay up to date with everything that's happening. Another thing as well, the Blitzkrieg Luau, the biggest show of the year for Blitzkrieg. We Are Wrestling. We're a proud sponsor, and we're sponsoring the main event match for the Blitzkrieg Bedlam Championship. Charles Mason will be defending the title against TNA Tag Champ, part of the System, Bear fucking Bronson.
Also one half of the tag team champions.
That's right. And we have so many great matches lined up, which if you can't make it to Enfield, Connecticut, you can watch this live on IWTV for the old WWE Network price of $9.99. And you honestly get your money's worth.
Sammy Diaz, man.
Great matches, baby, lined up.
Top
so
5.
many. Oh, it's going to be a great show. Izzy, Bailey's #1 fan. She's becoming a pro wrestler. She's going to be there. Effie, Gabby, Harley, Notorious BB, who is WWE ID'd, and so much more talent. And of course, we have the We Are Wrestling Thunder Championship. We're going to be crowning our first champion at SummerSlam, baby, which there's another surprise that we do have today because for the first time ever, and you guys didn't even see it because I was running on fumes this week, trying to get everything perfect for our premiere episode of the brand new We Are Wrestling podcast. We do have the reveal of the championship. So let me try to find it and pull it up because I thought I had it uploaded. But I hope you guys are excited, and I hope Phil, Ricky, whoever becomes the first champion, they hold that championship with pride like I do every week with the We Are Wrestling Predictions Championship. I hate that I did not upload this Wow, anything can happen, ladies and gentlemen, when you
Bro.
are alive.
It's first time,
Danny,
first day back.
Danny, you said bro, but like you didn't follow up with anything. What is
Yeah,
it,
what you got,
Danny?
Danny?
What the hell happened?
What you got, Danny?
No, wait, who made that?
It was me.
Oh my god, you actually do kind of look like Mason Rourke.
I guess I can body slam your fucking
I
dad.
told you. I wasn't planning on having it shown in the podcast, but yeah.
All right, well,
I saw the rundown.
I don't think they want to see Danny's brother Mason Rourke right now. So let's show you guys the brand new We Are Wrestling Thunder Championship. Here we go.
That is sick, dude.
Bro, why does
This is
that
your
look
first reaction.
Why does that look better than the We Are Wrestling title, man?
No.
Oh,
I think it does.
man, that looks. I mean, that is a sick ass belt. To be quite honest, dude, nice job. Super clean, exactly, Wavy Boy. Super clean.
Well, this is the real deal right here. This is what we're competing for. Well, the We Are Wrestling universe has something to compete for. Old School Phil and Ricky Knows Best.
I might have to
finalists.
move down to the mid card, man. I kind of want to hold that Thunder title.
Oh, trust me, I would love to have more gold on my shoulders.
Your next title defense, Donnie, is SummerSlam, right?
My title defense is SummerSlam, yes.
All right, bet.
But that is the new championship. And this is the first time it's ever being shown. Danny and Dan Eddy's first time actually seeing it. Bradley here in the live chat. My heart is with Ricky. I think Phil will win clean. Wow, beautiful.
I don't know.
That belt is fire.
Ricky is just like Donnie in a lot of ways, to where, like, especially if like their knowledge when it comes to like pro wrestling or whatever is just fucking out of this world. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Phil is kind of in the business because he's the ring announcer for Blitzkrieg Pro. But like, I mean, that is he more knowledgeable than Ricky? That's going to be the deciding factor. So it's going to be interesting to find out.
I cannot wait to find out, because this championship, I did not expect the production to be as quick as it was. If I had known that, we would be crowning a champion immediately, but we do have to stick with SummerSlam. We got to build the hype with the Thunder Championship.
How long did it take them to make it?
Surprisingly, it only took them 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow, that's good job.
And also, I do want to give a massive shout out to Rage as well, because the last time he was over for WrestleMania, me and him, we came up with the Thunder design, and we even designed the championship. So shout out to Rage as well for the assist. But yeah, man, this championship is going to be a new thing in the We Are Wrestling universe. We're going to try some new things out with content, and it's going to be a lot of fun because we have a lot of faces that you get to see in all the live watch-alongs. There's a lot of faces that you guys know. Ricky Knows Best makes a lot of appearances on the show. Old School Phil, always giving us love. There's so many guys that you guys have fell in love with. Rod Muddy, WWE Fan Goes to Indie show. Dan the Man, taking you guys on the Jericho cruise. And we want something for them to compete for because, come on, competition is just fun. You guys could all agree.
Exactly.
Yep.
And for those of you that don't know, Rage is a tattoo artist. So, you know, he's a really good artist or whatever. So, you know, if you guys need any fucking artwork done, hit my guy up.
Oh, definitely hit him up. But Danny, anything you want to say before you hop off?
Nah, man, I just wanted to, you know, join and sort of bring in, it's almost like New Year's, man, bring in, you know, the festivities with you guys. It's a new era of the We Are Wrestling podcast. It's only going to get bigger from here. And again, like, you know, we see all you guys showing up every week, and that means the world to us. Like, you know, we can make as many episodes of this podcast as we want, But if there's nobody here to join the chat and to, you know, bring in conversation, whatever, it'd be boring as fuck. So, you know, first and foremost, we would not be in the position we are right now if it was not for you guys. So thank you guys so much, man. You guys mean the world to us.
And we might as well make the announcement real quick as well. So moving forward with the We Are Wrestling podcast, another big announcement with the premiere, we're going to keep the 2 format for normal episodes. So the plan is every week, Daddy, Dan, and Rage are all going to alternate, and they're going to be with me on the show. And then, of course, when it comes to the WWE PLEs, we're going to do a 3-person episode. But if it's a big one, like a SummerSlam, a Survivor Series, a WrestleMania, a Royal Rumble, it's going to be all 4 of us.
But we did talk about doing this, and I think it is going to become a thing. Every month, we're going to have a graphic on the community tab on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, and it's going to have a listing of who's going to be on which episodes. You know what I mean? That way you guys aren't too surprised or whatever. So, you know, we want to get you guys a little bit more involved and give you guys a little bit, you know,
keep you guys in the
beforehand.
loop.
Yeah, keep you guys in the loop pretty much. So
informed.
But I hope you guys have a fantastic episode, man. Like I said, it's only going to get bigger from here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I will be live tomorrow for Smackdown if you guys want some more content. And you guys are in good hands. Dan Eddy and Donnie about to kill this episode. So
that's right. Dan Eddy's been absent for a while. So Dan Eddy, he wants to be a part of this episode, and he gets to hang out with me for the next hour and a half. Let's go.
Kill it, man. I'll be watching.
All right, we'll see you in the live chat. You better not piss me off, Daddy, because I will not hesitate to freaking ban you.
Oh my god, I'll ban myself, man.
That's the power that I have.
Battle Royale
predictions champion.
I'm gonna hit you in the head with that title and take it from you, bitch.
Oh, I'm not on a Roman Reigns title run, all right? I'm on that Bruno Sammartino run, all right?
I challenge you to tribal combat. You gotta accept.
I'm on that Bob Backlund title run, man. For the next 10 years, I'm holding this belt. It ain't going nowhere.
Kill the episode. I'll see you guys tomorrow if you guys join my Smackdown stream.
Hey, hope you feel better too, Daddy.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. I'm going to see Scary Movie 6 tomorrow morning. I'm fucking stoked about it. So
let me know how it is, because I'm debating whether to see it in theaters, but I do want to watch it.
Yeah, let me know as well.
I will definitely keep you guys in the loop. Take it easy, y'all.
Take it easy.
See ya.
All right. Well, with that being said, real quick, before we get into our TV recap, Dan Eddy, what is going on, my guy?
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm excited to have you back, dude, on the show.
So I was going to co-sign with what Danny Huckins was just saying about the chat and everybody tuning in every week. I wanted to add on to it, and in the beginning of the episode, everybody was, welcome you back. Glad to have you back, Dan Eddy, photo. I wanted to say, thank you guys. I'm surprised you guys still remember me, and for you guys to remember me, that means you guys have been watching for at least 5-6 months. So I just want to say kudos to you guys. Thank you, and let's kill it every week. And I'm glad to be back. So
I'm excited.
What's going on, Donnie?
Back, and I'm excited, man, because
I
real quick though, I do want to get into a little bit of football real quick with you, because with Rage and Daddy, I can't talk about football as much. But I've got to ask you, man, how you feel about them Rams, man?
I knew you were going to go
Myles Garrett, baby.
Let's just say you guys are pretty much buying the Lombardi Trophy at this time. Like you did the last time you guys did this Super Bowl run. You guys said, fuck them picks. Now you got Myles Garrett. You signed Chuck McDuffie. You drafted Ty Simpson. You gave Matthew Stafford an extension. Man. The most I have going for me right now in sports world is, for one, I'm rooting for the Spurs. I don't know about you. I don't know if you're a Knicks or Spurs fan.
Oh, I am going for the Spurs. I'm a Nets fan, so I don't want the Knicks to win.
And I'm just kind of trying to chill in the background, waiting for my Packers to get healthier, waiting for the season to start. Training camp is around the corner, so I'm just kind of killing time. Also, next week, World Cup starts.
It does.
I'm excited to watch the World Cup.
And also, one thing you left out, like the cherry on top of the ice cream, you left out. Aaron Donald might be coming out of retirement.
Oh my god! Yeah, I heard about that too. He's like, it's the matter of the financial aspect of it, and he needs to find that fire again, which I think day one of practice, and he sees Miles Garrett in the same jersey as him. I think he'll find that fire again. Be like, okay, I'll do it one more year. Let's run it back. So I think in a matter of due time, if they can kind of move some finances around, I think he'll be able to join back. But that's a matter of like, I don't know, that they can find the room for him.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Football season is among us. It's coming real soon.
Yeah.
But with that being said, let's get back into the wrestling with our We Are Wrestling TV recap.
Let's do it.
It's time for the We Are Wrestling Podcast Weekly TV Recap. This is our way of recapping all the things that are happening on wrestling television, at least the important stuff, breaking it all down, because I know you and I, or any of the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that are here live with us on a Thursday, know that there's just way too much wrestling to consume.
Dude, so much.
So that's why
So
we
much
do the We Are
wrestling.
Wrestling TV Recap. And we're going to start off with Triple A.
Let me just point out for a fact first, though. You say there's a lot of wrestling to consume. I can probably debate. There's debatable. It's debatable where you can add maybe 2 or 3 companies that are above WWE right now. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
I
And
just
what
wanted
a
to point
time
that
to
out.
be a wrestling fan.
It
And
is.
moving forward with our new format for the show, we are going to be having 5 TV recaps.
Yep.
And starting things off with AAA, because I think everybody in that locker room, especially Undertaker, who's been running things, deserves their flowers. They are putting on some great bangers, which I believe are every Saturday on the WWE YouTube channel.
Yep.
All right. Well, this past weekend at AAA, the El Grande Americanos had a mask versus mask match that got a lot of fans buzzing, which, of course, the non-original El Grande Americano won. Chad Gable revealed himself and gave his mask to the new El Grande Americano. And I want to ask you, what's your thoughts on this match?
So I wanted to preface this by saying I haven't been following the whole AAA storyline. Between the Grande Americanos, yes, obviously I have, because the whole thing, they kind of put the kindle into the fire, made it grow by having them meet in the Royal Rumble back in January. They kind of had a moment in the middle of the ring. That's just like kind of like the Spider-Man meme, you know, like they're them pointing at each other. So they've been cooking this since January. Well, I don't know, it was like early January, something like that.
I think it was like late January, early February.
Yeah. But anyways, back in January. So this has been cooking, and I think giving like Undertaker his flowers. The dude's been cooking more than Gordon Ramsay. Honestly, that was the match of the year, and I didn't even follow and like understood some parts in the match, like when the mariachi person came into the ring and destroyed the original Grande Americano with the guitar, and she took her mask off. I didn't know who that was.
Big pop.
So I mean, it must have been somebody important. I don't know who it was. And then when El Grande Americano, I think it's his girlfriend that came out into the stands. You know, she bought a boleto, which means ticket in Spanish, and she was like, "No, I'm here to say the show." And I guess the original Grande Americano, banned her, or like,
yeah, there was something on the storyline about that.
Yeah, so
which I gotta say too, like I do want to add real quick, like I do love that the commentators also like they really like informed us with everything that was happening.
Mm-hmm. And the funny thing was, I tuned in to the AAA event right as this match started. I think I'm pretty sure Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals was that night. So I watched that, and then I tuned in to the AAA event, and then sure enough, boom, I got tuned in on YouTube. 30 seconds later, the original Grande Americano was coming out. So I made it just in time. But that whole match as a whole, it shows that it definitely had, you know, Undertaker's hands in the cookie jar because it had a very similar vibe to the main event and night 2 of WrestleMania 40. You had people coming in from the past here and there, people kicking out of for like what we thought was for sure pinfalls. The crowd was into it the entire time. You know, like you mentioned, Donnie, the commentators made us really believe, like, oh my God, it's Chad Gable. I think it was Corey Graves was like, oh my God. So I thought that kind of was, I thought the commentary part was funny, but overall, dude, I was just entertained. And that's at the end of the day, that's what we wanted to be, is entertained. It came to fruition. And I think we've been missing that for the last few WrestleManias. And that's why people are calling it, the match of the year, not just because of that, but because of storyline. And there are a lot of, pieces to put together to make the match, like in total of what it came out to be. And the whole match versus mask, it's kind of like, mano y mano, man versus man. You got to love it. Like when things come to fruition and you love the product and the result that comes out of it, that's what we enjoy as wrestling fans. And that's why I think Undertaker did a great job, because he was there during the Vince era. He's there during the Triple H era. He knows the old school vibes of how wrestling storylines are supposed to take place.
Undertaker has been cooking with AAA.
Oh yeah, and Danny, real quick, yeah, Pete Dunne was actually help with producing it. Yeah,
he was, and my God, this match makes me want to tune into AAA every week now.
Yeah,
that's what it did for me, and I really have to give props here to both Kaiser and Gable, who are under the El Grande Americano gimmicks. They told a great story, and this is why I heavily critique WWE, because I know what they're capable of doing. And this past Saturday proved my point that WWE is capable of giving us not only memorable moments, but also great wrestling matches, because honestly, this was a potential match of the year. And I'm including AEW matches in this. I'm including all professional wrestling in this. It was truly a masterpiece, which I just think overall, they just killed it with this entire storyline and match, especially being mask versus mask. Like, it felt important. And I wish that, like, WWE would make things feel important, because Undertaker understands how important it is to develop a character. He has one of the most legendary characters of all time, doing the whole dead man thing for over 30 years, having that WrestleMania streak. The Undertaker gets it. And also throughout commentary, they weren't afraid to blur the lines. They were talking about the whole elevator thing when Kaiser's girlfriend showed up in the crowd. That was another nice little hidden egg in there. So, like, just in general, overall, like, the match felt important, and it didn't feel like it was half-ass. The storyline, it actually felt like it was written by a human and not AI, which I do think a lot of these ideas WWE is getting is from AI. But I just generally believe that, like, WWE is capable of doing this more often on Monday Night Raw, on Friday Night SmackDown, with their premium live events. They are more than capable enough to put these shows together. And The Undertaker has proved it with the way that he's been writing and producing these AAA shows. So I hope that, like, the door opens for more opportunities here. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do now with Kaiser as El Grande Americano. I think maybe going into AAA, we get him versus Dirty Dom. I feel like that'd be a really good match with the championship on the line. Also, Rey Fenix is holding the Cruiserweight Championship. The War Raiders are holding the tag titles. I'm invested in what AAA is doing. Which, man, I can't really say that about the current WWE product with Raw, with NXT, with SmackDown. So I really do want to give props to both Kaiser and Gable for putting on such a classic. And I hope that Triple H and Shawn Michaels took notes, because Undertaker proved that the old school still works in the modern era. And if you're not watching AAA, just like me, you need to go on YouTube and you need to watch it and stay up to date. And that's what we do here with the TV recap. Like, it's so good that we have to give it its flowers. But before we do get into our next TV recap, Dan Eddy will be right back. His computer completely crashed. Anything can happen live. But I do want to know in the live chat, what are your guys' thoughts overall about the whole El Grande Americano mask versus mask? I thought it was just a straight masterpiece, like Danny here says in the live chat. The visuals of Gable taking off the mask and the blood pouring down his face while he's cutting this promo with the wife and kids behind him. Another thing, blood. You kidding me? Like, it makes sense for the match to have blood, because these guys have been feuding for 6 months now, since the Royal Rumble. So, like, it does make so much sense to have blood. It makes so much sense for them to rip each other's mask off, because that's a classic thing that does happen in the mask versus mask matches. I was just overall blown away with how great it was, and I think it really didn't help for Clash in Italy, because none of those matches were topping that match that happened that night. And just like Dan Eddy, I actually was watching Game 7, and then when I got done, I got the opportunity to watch that mask, the match, not the mask, and it was fantastic. It was perfect. And hell is going on? Oh, there it is. I was pressing the wrong thing. You're back.
Yeah, any other way. Computer crashes on my day one, So, yeah. What I miss?
Well, I basically was giving both Kaiser and Gable their flowers, saying that WWE is more than capable of putting on not only great storytelling, but great matches. Undertaker is proven that the old school way can work in the modern era. Yep. And he's somebody that I think has perfectly adjusted between old school and new school.
I did have a point to make too before my technology event inevitably failed me. And Danny Huckins kind of pointed it out in the comments too, where you have an unsanctioned match at WrestleMania between Fatu and Drew McIntyre. No blood, no color.
No color, exactly.
This AAA event, dude, the entire ring, the entire mat was covered in blood. And Gable's face, it looked like Kane with a mask on, like a mini Kane. It was crazy.
He looked like a fucking badass after that match.
Oh, yeah.
And he lost. And he lost,
too. We kind of knew it was going to happen, though, dude. Like, we saw the writing on the wall. It was
Kaiser took that gimmick and brought it all the way. Like, he is like a fan favorite now in AAA.
Yeah.
Which is so cool to see.
And he had a red carpet, like, welcome back at the at Monday Night Raw. Am I mistaken, right?
I believe so. They did something because they showed the match after.
Yeah, and I think the greatest part, one of the greatest parts of that whole kind of feud and event was, I don't know if you caught it, but when Louis Kaiser, aka Grande Americano, was speaking to the press in the press conference, the fans came out and serenaded him, and he broke down crying. And that kind of made me tear up too, because there's so much love for him in the Mexico community. And he's not even Mexican. He's, I think, Austrian?
No,
German?
I think he's German. Let me double. Or you're a stat guy. You're a stat guy. Look it up.
That's not a stat. That's just a nationality lookup. But yeah, I can look it up.
You're the lookup guy.
But I think that was just the cherry on top of everything else.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Incredible. And they did a great job.
Okay.
And that's the thing too. Like, I love that, like, this is a full circle moment too for Kaiser, because a
Yeah.
while back, Undertaker had an interview. I forgot what interview he did with who, but I remember like somebody asking like, who on the WWE roster do you think has like the brightest future? And he praised Kaiser. And and that was somebody that like he was putting over like behind the scenes in the press. So it's kind of cool that like he's running AAA now, and like Kaiser doing the El Grande Americano thing. Like he's the face of that brand.
So what do you think would have been a better career path for him? And we don't have to like speculate on this too much.
Okay.
What better option? El Grande Americano and what we've seen, or him being back in the Imperial group and breaking out and having his own solo wrestling career? Because he was in the shadows of Gunther and Vinci. Vinci. Yeah, Da Vinci. And he was sort of like just Gunther's pet dog, you know? Like
just did Gunther's dirty work.
Yeah.
But I think that probably before I saw this mask versus mask match, I would say Imperium, because I always believe don't fix something that's not broken. Him and Vinci, I thought were a great tag team. It made no sense for the two to break up. Probably some behind the scene drama that we don't know happened.
Probably.
But I gotta say, man, I love how professional Kaiser is, because he was given this gimmick, of course, after Chad Gable was out of action with a injury. And a lot of guys would be pissed off that they have to do a gimmick like this. But you know what Kaiser did? He took advantage of all the TV time that he had. He took advantage of the opportunities given. AAA became a new brand, and he capitalized on it, and look at the payoff. He is a huge star now, bigger than he was, I think, with Imperium. So honestly, I do think that the El Grande Americano thing, especially because of the AAA partnership, that was the right call. That was the right decision. And I can't wait to see what he does with the brand moving forward, because I do think the next program with him on AAA is going to be him and Dirty Dom.
Yes, and now that Rey Mysterio is, I think, the general manager, right?
Yeah, he's the GM.
Yeah, I think that has to do with something that's going to happen with El Grande Americano.
That is true. But let's move on to our next TV recap here, getting into Monday Night Raw. Well, during this past week, it was announced that Finn Balor, who's been on the Raw brand for the last few years, has been traded to SmackDown. What's your thoughts on Finn Balor getting a new, fresh start on the Blue brand?
Thank God. I have been rooting for Finn Balor way before, like, since my last time on the podcast, saying that Finn Balor needs to change. So we kind of saw a face turn with Finn Balor for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden it was announced that he's going to be playing the Demon in WrestleMania or Elimination Chamber.
It was WrestleMania. He did the Demon.
It was WrestleMania. Gimmick. He did a Demon, which I think he hasn't done in like a good 7 years, something like that.
No, it was a couple years, because the last time he did it was when he faced Edge in the Hell in the Cell at maybe
2023 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like 2023.
So WWE
still a long
has
time.
They've been kind of like being a dick to him, essentially, because he has been buried under the Judgment Day, because it's all about Dom, it's all about Liv Morgan, it's all about Roxanne. I mean, it's always about Roxanne Perez, but it's like Raquel Rodriguez gets the title shot. You know, like everybody's getting their piece of the pie, and then Finn Balor's just there, like, yeah, okay, cool. He's like the casual manager, you know, like that everybody loves.
He deserves so much better.
But doesn't really listen to as an actual manager, you know. Hey, there's managers like that out in the world, in the job market. So they give him this like little leeway, you know, about how they're gonna give him his big push, you know, like, and then have him do as a Demon. Now we're looking at him as we can't see him win unless he is the Demon. Now that they had that WrestleMania match, so that just ruins his credibility, saying that like he can't do anything, he can't control his own group that he made, and he was one of the original members of Judgment Day.
No, the original was Edge, Damian, and Rhea. And then Dirty Dom joined, and then I believe, or no, it was Finn Balor, then Dom, who joined.
My bad. But he was there for a good while. What I was trying to say is like they don't have a plan for him, so let's just move him to SmackDown and then hopefully have him, be a body to help with these up and coming, superstars like Ricky Saints, like Carmelo Hayes, give him more TV time. Ilya Dragunov, give him more TV time. I want to see him have a fresh start, and I want to see him have new feuds. So I think it's a great idea to have him be on SmackDown. But at the same time, I don't know where he goes first. Does he kind of face Sami Zayn?
There is a lot of heat for Finn Balor to
go after a title right away. It's up in the air with him.
Well, there is a lot of heels on the SmackDown brand that he could plug in with. So I do think him going to SmackDown is the right call, because if you have him on Raw, he's already been burying JD for the last 3 to 4 weeks, and they really there's nothing left. I feel like they've already eaten the crumbs off the plate with Finn, and I think it only makes sense that either him or the Judgment Day go to SmackDown, and I think Finn getting that fresh start, I think this is a perfect move.
I don't know who coined it, the nickname for him. I think it was one day on the Sandy Zapp podcast. Shout out Sandy Zapp. I want to see him as Vanilla Balor, just plain Finn Balor. Give him the original theme back, if that they have.
Oh, he's got his original theme.
But I want to see him do his own thing. I understand your point, Donnie, but I disagree. I don't want to see him join anybody else.
No, I'm not telling him that. I don't want him to join anywhere else either. I want to see him have single career matches, single feuds, go after. Yes, and that's why I'm saying going to SmackDown is the right call, because then we don't have to deal with him in Judgment Day anymore.
Boom. Moneymaker match. U.S. title, him versus Trick Williams.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Not right away.
But you see, that's my problem, though. I don't want Finn Balor going after the mid-card title. Finn Balor...
He's got to start somewhere.
He needs to go back to the main event picture. Finn Balor...
I agree with you, but you can't
I cannot believe...
You can't just be pick up the phone. Hey, NFL, can I play quarterback this Sunday? Come on. That's, you can't do that.
But here's the thing, though. Finn Balor I can't. Oh, my goodness, dude.
I'm agreeing with you. That's the problem.
Here's the thing that drives me crazy. Anytime Finn Balor is in the main event picture, the storylines are fire. It's great. Yeah. Him and Seth Rollins with the World Heavyweight Championship when that title was brought up. That was a great feud, except the problem was WWE didn't capitalize and give Finn Balor that title run. Also, SummerSlam, when they crowned the first ever Universal Champion back in 2017, Finn Balor was going to go on a historic run. Unfortunately, he got injured in that match at SummerSlam, and then he had to give up the title.
That was the buckle bomb, right?
That was the buckle bomb into the barricade. Yes. But you see, with Finn Balor going to SmackDown, this is a fresh start for him, and there's a lot of great bad guys over there that he can work with. I think Finn's going to have his eyes set on the championship. I think he's going to have his eyes set on Cody, but there's going to be other guys that are in line waiting right now for Cody Rhodes. And I think that Finn Balor's first program is going to be either with Sami Zayn or Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre just finished filming.
Does he have any history with Finn Balor? Does Finn Balor have any history with Randy Orton? Connection wise, matches, storylines, feuds. They
haven't really done much, I don't think.
Because I immediately thought of a triple threat match between the three of them for Cody's title, for SummerSlam or something. But I know they're going in a different direction with Cody Rhodes. They're going to bring Randy Orton back somehow and let him get his 15. They're going to do that somehow.
I don't know. I think SummerSlam, it's realistically going to be CM Punk and Cody for the title.
And CM Punk, yeah. Fatal four-way?
Because they tease Punk and Cody night after Mania, so I think that's what they're going to do.
That's
the one-on-one, typical WWE. But getting back into Balor, there's just so many new opportunities for him on SmackDown. And as long as he is not in a faction or anywhere near the Judgment Day and he's being Finn Balor, I'm happy with it.
They do need to maybe give it like 7-8 months, like 7-8 months, or like a year or so, and then have it run back. Be like him seeing the ghost of his past. With if the Judgment Day is still a group.
No, the Judgment Day, they need to break them up tomorrow.
What I was just gonna say is
up.
bring back the history of the Judgment Day somehow. Like if they're gonna have a one-on-one with Dom, or
I'll tell you what the first,
but Damian Priest.
I'll tell you the first thing that they're gonna do. You already know. Probably tomorrow on SmackDown, we're gonna get a backstage segment, and it's gonna be Finn Balor with Damian Priest.
There it is.
Because they got history. But we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But moving on with our next TV recap, getting into NXT. That's right. It's a new era in NXT, so we need to talk about it. It was announced that next week on NXT, Mason Rourke will be facing Evil. I'm not even going to try pronouncing his new name.
Nakuro.
Nakurulo. Where the winner will face Tony
Nakuro.
D'Angelo at NXT Great American Bash. My question to you is, who do you think should win? Because both of these guys kind of debuted at the same time, and now they're both competing against each other for a shot at the main title.
And the funny thing about this match is they don't have like a long history, like wrestling history for people to get behind them with.
Naraku. Is that how you say it?
Okay, thanks, Angela. I thought it was not. You spelled like Nakuro. I think you spelled it in the
Naraku.
group
I
chat.
gotta practice.
But
that's one thing with like international names. Like it takes me weeks to practice it. Like Lyra Valkyria, that took me the longest time to get.
I think going into this match, NXT needs help. They've been aura farmed to the maximum. There's no one to get me excited about NXT as of late. I mean, they still have to, develop these stars. I think they were going to bring up Nikita Lyons, but that got scratched. They were going to bring up Tony D'Angelo, but now he has a title. So like there needs to be stuff cooking still. What I think will happen or should happen is whoever has the more aura behind them should win, because they need to sort of speak, like, no disrespect to NXT, but they need to get back onto the map, because a lot of people aren't tuning in. Zarya is killing it in the women's division. She's gonna get called up soon because Soroka has a title now, so they're gonna probably run that feud back soon. Izzy Dame's gonna be gone soon. Tatum Paxley, so the women's division's been killing it.
Lola Vice.
The Met and Lola Vice, yep, she's there, and triple the A. Can't say it right now. But so she's been on both programs. The men's division, however, is like there's nothing left. Like it's just scraps. Like a zombie.
So before you do give your answer, I do want to give my thoughts on this as well, because
go ahead.
You're really opening up a really interesting discussion here. And I think a lot of people in the IWC aren't really talking about this. I think NXT, I love a lot of these new guys that they have. But the problem is, like, none of these guys should be going after any championships right now. We should be having vignettes. We should be building these characters up. So here's what I pitch. On NXT, bring up some main roster guys that aren't being used for a couple months. I think one person in particular that should be going to NXT and maybe see what he could do like he did in the Indies. He killed it out there. Matt Cardona. All he's doing is just having matches and losing every week on SmackDown. Have him be a top guy for a couple months in NXT, and then maybe 3 or 4 months from now, he puts over a guy like Mason Rourke or Cam Hendricks, and then you could bring him right back up to SmackDown, and he has more credibility behind him.
Yeah.
So I think like we need to start bringing up some of those guys on Raw and SmackDown that just aren't being used right. That way, you're having established stars on the brand.
Yeah.
So that you're keeping people in tune, but you're also developing and building new characters at the same time.
I totally agree with you with the whole vignette idea, because I, for one, don't know much about each of these wrestlers. I know Naraku, excuse me, in real life is Io Sky's husband now. Like that was announced a few weeks ago or a month ago or something like that. But I haven't seen him in I think he came from New Japan. Am I correct? Am I wrong?
He did. He was known as Evil.
Evil. Yeah, I knew that part. So I haven't watched his old wrestling matches. Mason Rook, I had no idea who the fuck that guy was.
Well, he's big, he's bad, he'll body slam your dad.
He is. Hey,
don't fuck
bring
with
it on. So when I'm going into this match is it's sort of like the NXT viewer nowadays, where they're more so casual fans, so to speak, because they know about NXT, so they're a little more of a casual fan. But they're going into this match saying I don't care who wins. So I think to get more eyes, I think Naraku should win.
Naraku, I do agree.
Because hold on, because if Mason Rook, is that what it is?
Yep.
Mason Rook. I think if he loses, he's already got that heel heat behind him. If he loses and goes rampage, that creates a better program.
Yeah, and also gives him something to really be pissed off about. And I think that it would make good TV.
Because I think
also too, Tony D'Angelo just won the championship. So I think Naraku could take the loss more than a Mason Rourke, who is a big guy. I think that we need to build Mason up a little bit more, because if he's going for the championship, I would want him to win.
Yeah. I think the whole thing with Naraku losing too is he's got a better
presentation to him,
to him. Yeah, more so aura. When he came out and premiered NXT, I had no idea who he was, but I was intrigued. When Mason Rook came out, I was like, oh, it's Danny Huckins. But I was also like, oh, okay. So who's this guy? I was kind of intrigued too. But
Danny with frosted tips.
Exactly. Basically. Oh, Danny cut his hair. That's cool. But no,
holy shit, I never put 2 and 2 together, but
he's not even I do see. He's not on the pod anymore. He's already,
especially when Mason Rourke had the bullet, dude.
Yeah,
he with the bullet.
I lost my train of thought because I wanted to pull a joke, but I think Naraku just has that sort of history behind him, and he's born in 87, so can't do math right away.
He is a lot older than
39.
Yeah, because Mason Rourke is, I believe, 29. So Mason's got time. Mason does got time, but I do think Naraku gives Tony D'Angelo a really solid championship match, and that'll add to his NXT title run as well.
Yeah, so I think Naraku should get the #1 contention match win, but I think he should get the loss for the NXT title, because Tony D'Angelo has been there almost as much as Andre Chase.
Yeah, Andre Chase isn't there anymore, though. He got released.
So I think love you, Danny Huckins.
We love you,
I
Dan.
think he could afford the loss, whereas Mason Rourke, he needs more time to develop, get the presentation, get the developments, get the people behind him more.
I do agree with you on that. But here's a good little take from Angelo. Cam Hendricks will screw Mason Rourke and do Naraku versus Tony D feud and Mason Rourke versus Cam. I could see that, because it does seem like since John Cena put over Mason, the crowd is invested in him. So why not just have him be a good guy at least for this feud, working with Cam Hendricks, which I do. I'm a big fan of Cam Hendricks.
Yeah.
I do really like him a lot, because I love that WWE LFG. Well, I did like it for season 1 and 2.
It was either.
But I just think that overall, NXT, I like that it's going back to its original route, which is developing talent. I do like that route of it, but we do need some established guys that are being used on there to really help develop the future stars of tomorrow.
Yep. Definitely agree.
But I am curious to see where this is going to go because I could see it going either or, Mason or Naraku. The only way we'll find out is next Tuesday when they square off in the main event. Getting into our last TV recap before we get into the news and rumors, we have an AEW Dynamite topic. Last night on AEW Dynamite, Mercedes Moné made her AEW return in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. What's your thoughts?
She got a good pop too. So I knew with this new era of wrestling, we were going to cover AEW more, and I've been trying to like at least watch the highlights of AEW and tune in every now and then. I saw the highlight of Mercedes Moné returning, and I thought that was cool. I'm excited because she's been kind of like one of the OGs since AEW started. I think roughly 6 years ago.
No,
a little more than 6 years ago. 7 years
she's
ago?
only been with AEW for like 2 years.
Okay, so well, she's been killing it. I know her and Naomi left around the same time.
That was like 2021.
Yeah, so I think her returning is great news because not only do they kind of notice that AEW's been cooking more than WWE as of late, and to bring in a familiar face of who AEW fans know and love is only going to help them even more because they see the kind of trends going on. They see, this thing is not working right, and it even made me. Well, I was going to tune in regardless, but it made me tune in to even more AEW highlights and episodes.
Yeah, so it was 2022. I usually get that mixed up with those years. But
almost.
Look, I'm happy that she's back because the AEW women's division, they need star power right now. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. Yeah. But I wish that like they did something bigger. I wish that they did something more impactful because we already know what the outcome's going to be. Like I thought in this tournament, Athena, somebody who has been holding the Ring of Honor Women's Champion for over 1,200 days, I thought that this was the perfect opportunity for her to win this tournament and then beat Tekla for the women's title. So now that Mercedes is back in the picture, the title that she's never won is the AEW Women's World Championship. She's won every other belt except that. So we all know that she's going to win the Owen Hart Cup again, and it's going to be her versus Tekla, and she's going to win.
Real quick, doesn't Tekla, and I put this in the group chat yesterday, I don't know if you saw it, doesn't Tekla remind you of just like a blonde Becky Lynch?
Sort of. She reminds me more of like a Victoria. I don't know if you remember Victoria.
Oh, I remember Victoria.
From the Jax era, or Aggression.
When she spit on the sign or the LED sign, I thought, that's a really big Becky Lynch move. She kind of had the mannerisms in her promo last night. That's why I thought. I
do like the remix CEO.
I'm excited.
And she did get a really good pop with the crowd, so that is a good thing. Mm-hmm. I just really hope that like the momentum picks up with the AEW women's division because I feel like they haven't really done enough to invest me, at least in the storylines.
I think,
and they have the talent.
Partially because of the storylines. But also, I think it's because Tony Storm is injured, so they're kind of running on all cylinders, trying to find storylines to keep you interested. So that has to be part of it.
And then I think also it doesn't help either. A lot of the fans are not invested in the AEW women's division because one of the biggest critique from AEW fans, and I know this because I'm one of them, we want Dr. Britt Baker back. I know why Tony Khan's not bringing her back, but we want Dr. Britt Baker back. So a lot of people don't care for the women's division because you want to talk about the glue, the staple of that division. It was Britt Baker. She was the first female wrestler to be signed to AEW. So a lot of people are invested. A lot of people love Britt Baker. So like, that's also another reason why I think a lot of people are just disconnected and not really that interested in what the women are doing in AEW. But when Mercedes back, hopefully it all works out. I know Rage will be tuning in to Dynamite now every Wednesday to see his girl doing her little CEO.
Is she
All right.
married to Adam Cole?
Britt Baker was, yes. Or no, I think.
I see here now. They officially split up. Never mind. I was seeing pictures on Google Images of them. I was just trying to see who she was because I knew that name sounded familiar.
All right. Well, with that being said, it's time we get into the We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about the latest headliners, the rumors, the contracts, the controversy, who's pissed off this week, good booking, bad booking. It's time for the We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors.
You fucking mark!
It's time for the We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors.
I forgot about that part.
We are all marks. That is why we talk about the wrestling news.
Shout out to wow.
Shout out to MJF, which
wow, I was being
just a cool little plug ski. Tomorrow in Rhode Island, I'm actually going to be going to Beyond Wrestling, and I was supposed to watch MJF fight Bobby Orlando, but unfortunately MJF got hurt last night on Dynamite, so they did pull him from the show. But me and We Are Wrestling Maniac, Dan the Man, are going to go to Beyond, and we're going to be vlogging. So if you guys do see me, don't hesitate, come say what's up. But we do got a couple great topics to talk about in the news column. So
I have Danny Huckins. I have.
Here we go. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, there's been talks about the Vision adding possibly a new member even before Logan Paul's injury. So, who do you think should join the Vision? And it's got to be somebody that's on like the WWE roster. Like they have to be signed to the company.
Right. So when I saw this in the rundown,
I have an idea. Do you want me to pull up the WWE website? We can look at the superstars.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I had a couple of people in mind.
Share them.
So when you put this in the rundown, I was kind of giving a thought before we went live. My first two names I thought of was Maxine Dupree because they've been teasing her talking to like Austin Theory or I think Logan Paul at one point too. And they kind of just need a fresh face. Like first of all, I think the Vision should just break up, to be honest. But my second name was Grayson Waller.
Okay, Grayson Waller's still on the roster, so that does work.
Yeah.
But man.
It needs to be somebody that needs a fresh start.
I do agree with you. I do agree with you with Maxine Dupree because just her being in the backgrounds with like Austin Theory has like intrigued me. Like I've been interested. I kind of want her to split from Alpha Academy and just do something more serious, something new. So if they were to like bring like somebody, at least a female into the Vision, I feel like it's got to be her.
Do you want them to bring up somebody from NXT?
No, because I feel like NXT, like we've gotten way too many call-ups like within the past like 6 months.
Yeah.
But let's see here in the roster page. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, so like
bring Big E back.
I wish Big E could, dude. I wish. But Angelo here in the live chat. What killed the Vision, killed the Judgment Day. They're lacking onto these groups that are left in the past. I think they just run its course. I think that's what it really comes down to. So I do agree. But with the Vision, I feel like JD McDonough would be good because you could break the Judgment Day up. I think he's a young prospect there.
I think
that's good.
For your question, are we talking about now or like in the near future?
Right now.
Okay, so then I would disagree with JD McDonough because they need to break up the Judgment Day first.
Well, yeah, they would have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is somebody that. Oh, wait, why the hell did it scroll like that? Jordan Grace, honestly. What the hell are we doing with her on Smackdown? She is perfect for the Vision.
I think she may still be injured. Maybe not clear yet. But she would probably just fit right in, to be honest.
LA Knight would be a perfect fit, I think. I think he's ran its course as doing the whole babyface thing. I kind of want to heal LA Knight. Yeah, even Angelo points out they ain't doing shit with him.
We can get a heel LA Knight without him joining the Vision, though. And I would think that heel LA Knight would be a lot better than him being part of the Vision, because he's always been a solo guy.
Yeah, but you don't really have a mic guy in the Vision. Let's think about it. Besides Paul Heyman, of course, like Logan Paul, he's not the best at cutting promos. Like, he's great in the ring. Braun Breaker, he's all right, but not like a needle mover on the mic. Bronson Reed, he's a badass, but he also isn't the best promo cutter. Theory is just seems like their assassin. So, like, I feel like you need to have a mouthpiece, and LA Knight would be perfect.
Boom. Kevin Owens.
Only if he was able to come back. Kevin Owens would be good, I feel like.
It's been at least a little over a year since
he had neck surgery. That's why we haven't seen him.
Yeah.
But, like, it's really hard, too, because they also do get injured, like, all of these guys. So, like, if it was me, I would disband the Vision just because the whole thing is cursed.
Mm-hmm.
But, if I were to, like, add, like, somebody to the group, I think Maxine, I do like what they're doing with her. I think that's fine.
If Tony D'Angelo didn't have the NXT title right now, I would say pull him up and have him join the Vision.
That's not a bad idea. Rusev, they're not doing much with, but I kind of like the role that he's in with Ethan Page. Man, Bobby Roode would have been perfect for the Vision if he was still wrestling.
Yeah.
Glorious.
I think he would do well in there.
Omos, they have enough big guys.
The problem with WWE right now is they're kind of screwing themselves in the foot because they don't have formal tag teams anymore. So they have a lot of these solo wrestlers making tag teams, and they're busy doing storylines with that.
Ooh, that's a good one. Royce Keys.
Yeah, Royce Keys.
That would be solid. But I think I'm leading towards LA Knight. I think for
LA Knight, Royce Keys has been kind of brewing something with Solo Sikoa. If they maybe pull the trigger on that, or just
but also Grayson Waller was a good mention too. But then again, like, I don't want him in Theory together as well because they were already teaming.
How do you like Grayson Waller's mic skills?
He's good. He can cut a promo. He did great with NXT.
There you go.
Him or LA Knight. We need somebody that has a mouthpiece. Ethan Page. No, I'd rather him be on his own.
He needs to be on his own, yeah. And he's doing something with Penta too.
Yeah, which I do want that to be the payoff, him winning the Intercontinental Championship.
In like 2 years, because I want Penta to keep
it. Not 2 years, no. Ethan Page should win the belt at SummerSlam.
No, let Penta have it. That's cool on him.
Oh, I do like what Penta's done with the championship, though. I will say that. Penta's been pretty solid.
Dude, he's been fucking fantastic. I tell my special lady all the time that I want to get a Penta mask and just do it to say hello, miedo, like in the supermarket.
Whoop. All right, well, let's move on now, which, if you saw already on the live screen, already showed the graphic. But let's get into the King and Queen of the Ring bracket.
Yay.
Which will start off with the women wrestlers, which I know Monday Night Raw, we did have a match on there as well. I believe, which one did we have on Monday?
It was Roxanne.
Yeah, the Roxanne,
guy, Julia,
and Legend.
Yeah, they made Roxanne lost. It's bullshit.
I knew Io Sky was going to get it.
No faith. They have no faith. But that's okay.
I don't know. I think long-term they want to wait. But the first thing I want to talk about is Liv Morgan, man, being in this tournament.
I don't know why that hasn't been on the news.
So fucking stupid.
TV recap. That is so annoying. Stupid. They built up. Oh, my God. You can argue. I'm ranting. You can argue that Liv Morgan and Stephanie Valkyrie match was one of the most built-up matches in the WrestleMania history in the last 3 years. Okay, besides WrestleMania 40. So like the last 2 years. Can't touch the third. So they do that. They take the title off of Stephanie. She gets injured from that match, I believe so. I think
it was before it.
It was before? Was it before the match?
It was. That's why the match was only 6 minutes. They both were banged up pretty bad.
I mean, they had to make time for ads too. But anyways, they built up this match so much, having Liv Morgan crawl through every hole, get through every obstacle, finally winning the Royal Rumble. I'm surprised we're not, seeing Alex's name in the chat. Like Liv Morgan? What?
He's the only one that's probably happy about her being in this freaking tournament.
True. They have her do so much history-wise. They, the inaugural winner of that very nice Saudi Arabia green title.
The
Night of Champions?
Yeah, where the champions face the champions. I forgot what they called it.
I forgot what I called it.
But it was like a real goal.
My point is they had so much built into this title run of hers, and they have done jack shit with it.
Hot garbage.
She's still the exact same Liv Morgan that she's been each and every week on Monday Night Raw in the Judgment Day.
And that's the problem. And that's also the problem too with that is Liv Morgan and Stephanie. I understand Stephanie is hurt, so we have to wait to do that program. But there's plenty of other women in that locker room that you can easily plug in there with Liv Morgan. Because I think the fact that she has not been wrestling or even defending the championship, like we had a Saturday night main event, nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen.
We've already mentioned her.
Also, even with Backlash, nowhere to be seen. Same with Clash in Italy. So it's like, what are we doing?
At Clash.
And then we're throwing her in a tournament where the winner's supposed to go for the Women's World Championship or the women's title.
You want to know the perfect person to go after Liv in the title? We've already mentioned her.
Yeah, Roxanne.
Maxine Dupree. Oh, and Roxanne too. But yeah, her first, but then second is Maxine.
Long term, you got to.
Maxine Dupree is like right there. Roxanne, and then
Maxine's not ready for the main event picture.
That's why she's down here. But there needs to be that feud that comes into fruition. Like I know I've been using that word a lot, but we haven't been seeing it lately, so I need to manifest it. Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez have that tension. Where is that storyline?
Yeah, it's like they show some tension and then like they just cool off after like 3 or 4 weeks.
Queen of the Ring tournament, when I saw this matchup, Roxanne Perez going against Io Sky, Julia, Lash Legend, who's an up-and-coming star, this was a fire lineup. And I could have sworn that Liv Morgan was going to come out there to help Roxanne and then end up having her lose the match. And that's what would have got started.
Yeah, like they could have done something like that. I agree. But here's what I think. You need somebody to work with Liv. Like the last couple months, she's needed somebody because clearly Stephanie's not back. She's not ready. Honestly, throw in a veteran like Bayley, who's been established on the women's roster. Throw in like a Natalia. Throw somebody that Liv Morgan can work with.
But that goes back to my point of WWE shooting themselves in the foot because Bayley is part of a tag team. But she's a solo wrestler.
No, the tag team thing is fine with her and Valkyria. But the problem is we need somebody established to work with Liv Morgan. Like Liv Morgan just needs to work with somebody.
Cool. Like I'll give you credit. Bayley is an established winner and veteran. My problem is you want to see Lyra Valkyria succeed, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Do you want to see Bayley succeed even more of what she's done already?
I do, but she's kind of ran her course. Like I don't mind her putting over people. That's why her and Liv.
You want to see them split up, right?
Yes.
That's my point of like her, them, and maybe 3 or 4 other teams, including Charlotte and Alexa. Oh, Alexa Bliss. Boom. There you go.
Like, I don't know. We just need, like, Liv Morgan needs to work with somebody. And here's the sad, pathetic thing about all of this. Your mid-card championship on the Raw brand, the Women's Intercontinental title, is being showcased so much more than that women's world title. And that, I'm sorry, is fucking pathetic, if you ask me. And it's not Liv Morgan's fault. It's WWE
not.
Creative's fault for not having a plan B or a plan C. Like the Stephanie thing didn't work. You really couldn't give us a couple weeks worth of program with somebody who's not being used, and then have her defend the belt at Backlash or Clash in Italy. Come on,
Backlash. So I'm sorry. I'm looking at the tournament right now. I want to make sure before I make my point. Okay, so they're both on here: Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. The way you split them up is
I don't want to split them up.
Well, okay, but hear me out though.
Okay, I'll hear you out.
You need a veteran for Liv Morgan, right? Stephanie Vacquier is still injured. Maybe she's not medically cleared to even, cut a promo.
I heard she has got to come back pretty soon, though.
Okay. So if she comes back soon, then just scrap everything I'm going to say. But the perfect veteran, and to get her back into the main card title after all that she's gone through in the last, 2, 3, 4 years, Alexa Bliss.
I wouldn't mind that at all,
because they're gonna eventually get attention or like friction between them, because Charlotte's gonna have this thing with Jade Cargill. Oh my god, day one, I mentioned Jade Cargill already. They're gonna have her face off with Charlotte Flair. Maybe Alexa Bliss is in her corner. Who knows? If she is not, have them split and have Alexa Bliss go after the main title with Liv Morgan. Because honestly, anything better than what Liv Morgan is doing right now, like, there you go.
I'll literally take anything at this point. Like, I'm just over it at this
If
point.
not Liv Morgan or Alexa Bliss, Julia.
But Julia, I do like that they have been showcasing her on Raw. I think that she does need that fresh start, kind of like Finn Balor on SmackDown. But now getting into the Queen of the Ring tournament here, I do think the finalists, I do agree with Angelo. I do think it is probably going to be Becky and Io. And I think Io Sky is going to win, and I think we're going to get Io versus Liv at SummerSlam. That's my prediction.
I can see that. What I can also see is Io in the finals, and I had her in my head.
Jade Cargill.
No, she's
well, you have 8 options. You got Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, Sol Ruka, Lyra Valkyria, Charlotte Flair, or Jade Cargill.
I firmly believe Chelsea Green's not going to win against Alexa Bliss. So it's either going to be Becky Lynch against Io Sky or Becky Lynch against Roxanne Perez. But I don't know. It's going to be Io versus Becky Lynch, but I think Io is going to win and go after Rhea.
I don't see that happening.
Well, hear me out, though. Like, they have that history of them, like, Rhea never beaten Io.
That is true, but also you have to think at the same time, they might want to create a moment where Rhea has the title, and Io Sky also, like, when she wins the title, Rhea comes out and they both have the titles and they hug. They might want to recreate that moment that they did at WrestleMania 20 with Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, good call.
With the championships. But of course, you really never know what direction that they're going to go in. I just think realistically, Liv's got nothing, and I think that's why Io's going to win. Go after Liv. But but I think it's time we get into the King of the Ring.
Boba Fett.
Okay, I didn't even get the graphic.
Like come on, dude. It's the writing's on the wall. They have to give him
graphic.
Something other than these open challenges. Like, come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
where's the King of the Ring?
I'm trying to find it.
Oh, okay. Well, in
having
order to
some-
stall, we do have King of the Ring for LA Knight.
There it is.
We have heard there we go. Men of the King of the Ring.
So with the King of the Ring tournament, we have 4 different brackets as well with fatal 4-way matches. We got Penta, Oba, Sokola, Hayes,
Oh, poor Penta.
Dominic Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, Javon Evans, Tala Tonga, Ricky
Javon.
Saints, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Finn Balor. And I believe this past Monday on Raw, didn't Seth Rollins? No, not what match was it? It was Oba Femi who won. Oba Femi won the fatal 4-way. Yep.
Yeah.
Because then Braun and Seth had a regular match against each other.
So with this tournament bracket, I mean, it's not going to change any storylines. That's just for my personal reasons. I want to see Ricky Saints at least beat Tall as Fuck Tonga and Royce Keys win, because I feel like they were brought up prematurely. So to give them a win in the King of the Ring tournament is at least a lot more or a lot better than what they've been doing lately. As far as the winner goes, I don't know who even the finalists would be.
Oh, I know. It's so obvious if you look at the bracket. Here's what's going to happen. Some say I have the script, and I think in this case, I went to Stamford, Connecticut, and I grabbed their AI script. So here's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be in the second round, Oba Femi versus Braun Breaker. And I think that Brock Lesnar is going to screw Oba Femi, and Braun Breaker is going to go to the finals. Seth Rollins, he's going to win his bracket because, of course, he is trying to get back into the main event picture, and I think that he's going to obviously make it into the finals, and it probably will be Seth versus, I think, LA Knight. They're going to give LA Knight the win. And then I think it's going to be Rollins versus Breaker at Night of Champions. And I think Seth Rollins is going to beat Breaker. And I think that we're going to get Rollins and Roman for SummerSlam. I got the script.
That is that does seem like a good plan.
And it all makes logical sense too, because LA Knight finally gets the win, but he always comes up short. Him and Rollins got that history, so it's going to make for a good match in the quarterfinals. But one thing I do want to critique real quick before we do move on to our last weekly news and rumors topic. Can we stop with these fucking fatal 4-ways in the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments? I want to go back to like how it used to be, like the King of the Ring pay-per-views, and like you would actually get the one-on-one matches, the winners move on. It felt important. This just feels like, oh, I got to get you on TV so that we actually are using you so that we don't get critiqued by the IWC.
And this just goes to show another way how the WWE is screwing themselves, because I feel like all of this stuff is rushed. Like there are 3 PLEs just in the month of May alone. And now this is what, June 27th or something like that? And then July, I think there's something going on.
I think Saturday Night Main Event and then SummerSlam.
Saturday Night Main Live. And then SummerSlam is August 1st and 2nd, I believe. It's a 2-parter. So I understand. I completely agree with you.
Jay actually might win his bracket. That Angela makes a good point. I think it'll be Jay versus Seth, because Roman wants Jay to get everything from them and wants him to get the WWE title. So he will lose to Seth, who will face Roman at SummerSlam. I see that.
It's a good
And they hate LA Knight for some reason, and he even said it on Chris Van Vliet's podcast earlier today.
Yeah, that came out today. I think I don't know, man. It's just so freaking annoying.
It is
even
annoying.
called out. It's so fourth wall breaking too, and it's ironic. They had him do a backstage promo against Adam Pearce for pointing out the same shit we've been talking about for months. And the fact that they produce it and put it in the show just to make fun of us fans of what we've been saying, and putting LA Knight through the ringer for doing that, it's just a double kick in the nards, bro. It's so annoying.
They hate
it's
us.
so annoying. Put him in AEW. Put him against MJF at this point.
LA Knight, man, low key, I want him to go back to TNA as Eli Drake.
Like, what are we doing here?
But all right, let's move on to our last We Are Wrestling Weekly news and rumors.
Yep.
Sunday, June 28th is going to be a very busy day for professional wrestling. 3 shows are happening all within the same day. TNA Slammiversary at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. NXT, the Great American Bash, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And AEW Forbidden Door, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I'm excited.
What are your thoughts about all the wrestling we get all within the same day?
I'm interested in all 3. What was the third one? The Forbidden Door, American Bash, and what else?
And Slammiversary. That's TNA.
Slammiversary. So I'm excited for all 3 of those because, like I said, I've been trying to get into AEW more, and I want to see what they do. Because I think it was you that said this, like their PLEs are fire. And then the problem with AEW is they have trouble building storylines. It's just sort of like matches.
It's the weekly shows that they just don't capitalize on.
I think you and Danny Huckins both said that at one point, like last year or something like that. And it's just kind of been resonating in my head ever since. So, and with the Great American Bash, like I was saying earlier, they are
NXT don't have the star power.
They are working with breadcrumbs at this point. It's like a supermarket after a zombie apocalypse happened. You know, they're just scrapping up everything else of what they're trying to use. And then the Slammiversary, I believe they're going to have Jeff Hardy be a part of that, like him being as a Willow. Something like that.
I can see that. And they're also bringing back Ultimate X, which is a cool, nostalgic TNA match as well, which I will announce it right now. Speaking of Slammiversary, I am going to be getting a ticket, and I am going to Boston.
Nice.
Slammiversary.
That was my question. If you're going to go,
and my ultimate goal, here's the ultimate goal that I have. I want to go to Slammiversary, and immediately after the show, I'm going to travel back home, and I'm going to try to go live for Forbidden Door.
There you go.
I think I'm going to miss some matches probably because the Boston traffic sucks from there to Springfield, but I'll figure it out. We're going to try something different. But here's what I want to talk about. I love that we do have all this wrestling that we get to consume, but I will say this, whoever came up with the idea in that WWE room to have Great American Bash go head to head with AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Forbidden Door needs to be fired immediately.
Petty as fuck.
I could understand if this was Black and Gold NXT with NXT TakeOver. I could understand them going head to head with AEW. But it's just a proven fact that the one thing that AEW has over every promotion in the wrestling world is that they know how to put on a fucking banger of a pay-per-view. And NXT right now is in a rebuild mode. So why the hell would you throw these little dogs to the wolves? I don't get it.
I don't know.
I truly don't get it.
I mean, it's better than doing nothing about it, though. The viewership is going to be low regardless, yes, but at the same time, it's sort of like it's just a glorified house show for the people that they want to push and eventually get called up to the main roster. So I understand your point, and it's not going to be like their Super Bowl, SummerSlam, the biggest PLE they're ever going to do. But repetition is repetition, and practice does make better results.
Yeah, which I do think Shawn Michaels does do a better job than Triple H when it comes to the PLE department. But you have to understand, there has not been enough time with a lot of these names. Like, yes, they did keep Tony D'Angelo. Yes, they did keep Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice and a couple of the names. But there's a lot of new blood in NXT. And I just feel like they haven't had enough time to really say, you know what, let's go head to head with friggin' AEW, who's established.
I want to say this Great American Bash, I agree with you that it should be a different date.
It should be a different date. I'm okay with them having the PLE.
It should happen. It should still
happen. It's got to be a different date. It's got to happen.
Like you were saying,
yes.
They need to help push these wrestlers that have been in there for a while. And like those names you said, I want to add one more, Jada Parker. She is what, I know we're going to get into it probably later on, but she is what you first initially saw Jade Cargill as. And Jade Cargill's got good. Wow, Jade Cargill's gotten a lot better. But
She
I
has.
believe what Jada Parker is in NXT now is what Jade Cargill was initially when she joined WWE. So I think with that PLE going on, it gives her a lot more repetition, practice, and being in front of the big lights. And her call-up needs to be kind of soon, to be quite honest, because I love Jada Parker. I think what she's been doing there has been working. And to see these people that have been called up like prematurely, I think Ricky Saints could have stayed at NXT for, maybe 6 more months or so.
There's some people that could have benefit staying, but I don't want the words to get twisted that I was saying, because I'm all for NXT having these PLEs. They need to, because you're right about the bright lights. They need to perform under that pressure. But just the date of the Great American Bash, whoever came up with the idea to have them go head-to-head with AEW, they need to get slapped upside the head. Like, I just don't think that this is good for the talent. And, like, even the ratings, too, have kind of taken a dip. Like, they've gone down, like, 200,000 viewers since getting all these call-ups to the main roster. I'm hoping Great American Bash turns out to be good. I will be rewatching it.
Me too. Yeah, exactly.
But I just don't like that they're going head-to-head with AEW when they know that they can't even, like, be on the same level as an AEW pay-per-view. But let's see here in the live chat. We have Danny here. I feel like NXT will do good because there's people who can't afford the $50 price tag. NXT will be free on the CW. That's a good point.
Yeah.
People are not going to want to pay that $50 price, but you have to realize at the same time, those hardcore fans that are buying the $50 pay-per-views like myself, if NXT Great American Bash was on a different date, a majority of us would be watching that show. But you see, WWE put us at a quarter, and what are we going to pick? We're going to spend that $50 because we know it's probably going to be the best wrestling show that weekend. And that's just the cold, hard truth. But you are right. When it comes to, like, affordability, at least it gives people that ultimatum.
Yep.
So that is also a good thing. I just don't like this for the young talent. But with that being said, it is time that we get into Ricky Knows Best. Because before we do get into our main event topic, Ricky Knows Best just sent in this video, so I do apologize for not having the intro, but here is Ricky.
What's up, We Are Wrestling? How are y'all doing? Shout out to everybody at We Are Wrestling. Shout out to the best one. Shout out to both the Dans. Shout out to Uncle Ben. Let me get into it, though. Why I feel like AEW right now is better than WWE. It's been quite obvious for a while. AEW literally has been WWE the past 4 or 5 years, in my opinion. Better wrestling, clearly. Storylines are a tad better. There's a tad better. The stories, in my opinion, have been a tad better. And then they treat all of their wrestlers like stars, believe it or not. And then they also are very versatile with their rosters. And like I said, there's a lot of good talent. There's a lot of good stories. The Will Ospreay Death Riders story. MJF holding the championship. Like, there's so many stories I can get into, man. They've just been better than WWE in a whole lot of things, shape, form, or fashion. No contest right now. I can say a lot of things right now. But AEW has better wrestling. They've had better stories. They're just more complete right now. And that's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Peace.
Wow, what a take by Ricky Knows Best. Because one of the things that has been a huge discussion in the We Are Wrestling universe
take it.
my hot take about what I said after AEW Double or Nothing. Because I did say, and I quote, AEW right now currently is the better product than WWE. And there's been a lot of people who have disagreed. There's some people that actually back me up with what I'm saying. I made some valid points last week on the show. I agree with everything Ricky has said. I think right now, currently, AEW is night and day better than WWE currently. But of course, things could change overall.
I think coming from somebody who's going off the vibes, because I have not watched a lot of the AEW as far as compared to WWE, I'm just going off of the WWE perspective side of it by watching that. And to be quite honest, dude, I couldn't agree with you more. And I know it's sort of like a hot take. People just, it's not so much more of a hot take anymore. It's more so like a take that people just can't seem to grasp that it's true.
Yes.
And they don't want,
it's an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
Exactly. You understand it.
I'm all for it. And that's kind of why, because part of me checking out AEW more, Donnie, is because I remember you saying, it just really popped in my head when I was chilling watching TV. Like, oh yeah, Donnie said that. Let me go look up AEW on YouTube. And to be honest, the show is fire.
The vibes are better. The crowd's more electric. They're more awake. Yeah. They're more alive. Now, I understand some of the points that you guys are making about, oh, they don't do better storytelling than WWE. That I agree with. I just think that AEW, they do good storylines, but the problem is they don't recap. They don't show you it 100,000 times like the WWE does. And that's why WWE is where they're at right now. And that is a problem that I do have as well.
That's my issue with it, trying to get hooked onto it. And that's the whole reason why I never got into UFC. I got into, just to kind of pull back the curtain a little bit, I never got into UFC, but I was a big Conor McGregor fan because I followed like his story. Like he's, Irish. He was a fucking asshole, to be quite honest, dude. And he proved it in the ring. And that talent and, his promos that he cut during the press conferences, like the quote unquote storylines with him and, a few other UFC fighters, that's what kept me interested. And with AEW, to bring it back, I know wrestlers. I know they have talent. The PLEs, what I've been hearing are fire. The weekly TV shows, I try to tune in. I don't have what's it on? On TNT?
Yep, TNT and TBS.
TNT. I don't have TNT. So when I watch the highlights, I'm like, oh, dude, that was cool. Just kind of watching a simple move that somebody does. Like MJF, the dude is good. Like, I never doubted him for a second. I never thought he was good or bad before. But Mercedes Moné is coming back. Like, AEW is big cooking.
They are picking up a lot of momentum, too. And that's the thing, too. And also, I want to point out as well, like, I see what you're saying here, Angelo. You can't say they have a better story when they have Kevin Knight join the Don Callis family for no reason. Okay, I understand that. But at the same time, the AEW pay-per-views, that's what's making AEW overall better than the WWE. Like now, if Raw and SmackDown were watchable and like they were actually enjoyable and they weren't getting hit with 100,000 ads, the PLEs just didn't drag on and they only had 4 or 5 matches, then we'd be having a different conversation. But the TV shows on WWE are not as good as like the AEW Dynamite ones. Like if I were to put them face to face, they're both ass.
I still think they should add more matches on the PLEs for WWE, but that's just me.
I agree. It should be, I think a perfect PLE card is 7 or 8 matches.
Yeah.
But you see, that's the problem. Like the WWE weekly shows are not that good. So that's why I'm saying AEW is right now, overall, as of June 4th, 2026, is the better product than the WWE. Because at least one thing that AEW has going for them is the pay-per-views. What can WWE say that they have going for them main roster-wise? Because I'm not going to critique NXT, and I'm not going to critique AAA, because they do have a direction that they're going in. Undertaker and Shawn Michaels are doing a great job. But I'm talking about Triple H and the main roster. I'm talking about Monday Night Raw, I'm talking about Friday Night Smackdown, and I'm talking about the WWE premium live events that do include Saturday night main events.
I think
what do they have going for them right now?
Part of it is with the main roster is there's too many hands in the cookie jar, dude. You've got Triple H running the show, or quote unquote running the show. You have TKO putting their ideas and thoughts in there. And then you have all these companies that want to buy ad space, and TKO selling that ad space. And in return, that time could have been put into a backstage promo, vignette, a chance for a wrestler that we don't normally see on weekly television shine. That's what's killing them. And it just kills our attention span. It kills the vibe. It kills the momentum that they build between matches. And I think the caveat of that all, what I've been talking about cookies in the jar, dude, I got to be quite honest. What hurt me the most was, and they all due respect, I still love the guy. Like, I never hated him for doing this. Like, he sees the paycheck. He did it for a paycheck. Like, he made bank off of it. So I'm not going to give him crap for it. When Pat McAfee joined the Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes feud for WrestleMania Night 1, that match was ass. The best part of it, at the very end, when Randy Orton brought back the punt kick and held up the title. That was the best part.
Okay, wait, and you mentioned a WrestleMania main event match, correct?
Yes. Which I think was
Let's go back to
7-8
AEW now.
minutes.
Let's go to AEW now. Tell me if I'm wrong, but has AEW ever had a bad main event match on a pay-per-view?
I'm going to go probably what you're thinking and say no.
They have not. Their pay-per-views are what AEW has for the momentum. And I just think in general right now, like, now if the WWE weekly shows were better, my whole opinion here about AEW being better than WWE would not be a thing right now. But I do want to read some of these comments because I do see Angelo and Danny going crazy in here. So I do want to see what they're saying. Angelo, don't get me wrong, AEW is better right now because I couldn't care less about WWE right now. But I stop when you say better stories. They are doing better stories. It's just the way it is on TV. Like, you're telling me the Will Ospreay buildup right now with what they're doing, trying to rebuild him after the whole neck injury, you're telling me that that's not a better story than what WWE is doing right now? Tell me what's a better story in WWE than that.
I got to ask, though, too, I saw it as a YouTube highlight for AEW. How significant is it with Jon Moxley telling Will Ospreay that he is indestructible? Was that like a big moment? This is coming from a casual fan too. Like, if they put it as a specific
because
highlight,
the story behind Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay, and you see the reason why a lot of people critique AEW stories is because they're not watching the shows consistently. And I do blame AEW. They should be recapping this stuff better for the casual fans like yourself. That is one thing that I will strongly critique about them. But the storyline with Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley is Ospreay had his first pay-per-view match back after the neck injury. Faced Jon Moxley, he lost. And Jon Moxley dropped him on his neck. So then Mark Davis faced Will Ospreay. This was a guy that was a part of United Empire, a former faction in New Japan that was with Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay, he followed Will Ospreay for a while, Mark Davis. But Mark Davis basically beat Will Ospreay in a no contest because he fucked up Will Ospreay's neck, kayfabe storyline-wise. So then the Don Callis family tried to take out Will Ospreay. They tried to break the neck, but then Jon Moxley and the Death Riders come to Will Ospreay's aid. What do? They take Will Ospreay, they basically tie him up, and then they are rebuilding the assassin. They're trying to bring back the old Will Ospreay, which is why you see Jon Moxley in Will Ospreay's ear, telling him you're indestructible. And right now with the storyline going into the Owen Hart Cup, which the winner of the Owen Hart Cup usually gets a world title match at AEW's WrestleMania, which is All In. Will Ospreay had to face Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is the leader of the Ops. And Samoa Joe wanted to help Will Ospreay become the assassin. But Will Ospreay didn't want Joe's help. He wanted Jon Moxley's. So that created a storyline. They faced each other off. Will Ospreay was able to overcome Samoa Joe. We get into the second round that happened this past Wednesday. Will Ospreay faced Mark Davis, the guy who beat him in a no contest. Will Ospreay was able to get his revenge, get the big win. Now he's on to the finals. Probably going to go against Swerve, where they have a friendship. But now Swerve's a heel. Will Ospreay's going to probably beat Swerve, go to AEW All In at Wembley, the UK, where Will Ospreay's from. And they are and I think they're building for that moment for Will Ospreay to finally win the AEW World Championship. There's nothing right now in WWE that's better storytelling than that.
How old is Will Ospreay? He looked like he was 24.
I think he's in his early 30s if you want to look it up. But I do want to read Danny's comment here real quick. Danny Huckins, our other co-host that's here in the live chat, said, my issue with AEW is they make everything more important than the AEW World title. In what planet does MJF defend the title in the first match of the night, but you have a qualifying match main event? You're telling me that match with Bruce was not a banger? Here's what I'm going to ask you, Danny. You want to mention AEW? All right, what about Liv Morgan in the WWE Women's World Championship? When was the last time she defended that title? Oh, yeah, she hasn't defended it! And she's in a fucking tournament where the winner goes for the title. You're telling me that an opening match for the AEW World title, a good opening match for the world title, that's worse than the Women's World title not even being defended at all? This is why I'm saying right now AEW is better than WWE. And I stand on it. This could be an all-day topic, but we still have our main event that we do got to get to.
I was about to say, let's probably get to that because I can probably keep talking about it.
All right, well, I think I made some pretty solid points. I'm sure We Are Wrestling will clip it, and I'm sure the WWE marks will come at me for my life. All right, well, with that being said, time to get into the We Are Wrestling podcast, the main event. And this week for our main event, we're going to be reviewing WWE's latest premium live event that took place this past weekend, WWE Clash in Italy.
At Clash.
At Backlash, but this is at Clash in Italy.
Yep.
All right, well, starting things off, we have for the WWE Undisputed Championship, Gunther versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
What?
And I thought, like, overall, this was a fun, heavy hitter match, which a lot of people critique the finish of this, which, believe it or not, after all the shit I just talked, I actually like the finish that they did here with this match, with having Gunther's foot under the rope. And then Cody moving the foot when it was at 2, and then getting the 3, because it got everybody in the IWC, like, all stressed out and, like, overthinking this. And I thought that was a really smart old school psychology spot that they did.
So I think they're going to run this back. Maybe not this year, probably early next year, because my whole thing is...
Oh, they're running it back at Saturday Night Main Event.
They're going to keep the title of Gunther as the career killer. And I am going to hate myself for saying this and probably going to manifest it. They're going to run this match back because they did it at Clash in Italy. And so they can have the established, feud. I mean, there's been a feud for a while. Randy Orton's going to come back in the picture somehow. He's going to win the title off of Cody. And he's going to eventually face Gunther, and Gunther's going to retire him and take the title.
Nah, Randy ain't going to retire anytime soon. It's not going to happen.
He's not, but I'm saying like that it could be a storyline they could.
Oh, they could do a story there with Randy and Gunther, but I don't think that's going to happen for a while. But I do like this because I do think that now we are going to continue the program with Cody and Gunther, which I think SmackDown needs that staple storyline because I don't think that we've had it since Cody and Drew. So I think that this is the right call that they did, having a finish where Gunther does technically get screwed, because if the ref did see the foot under the rope, he would have called it a kick out and the match wouldn't have ended. But the psychology was Cody took the foot when the ref wasn't looking, when he was counting, and he was able to get the 3. And I love like when they do stuff that's like very psychological. And in this case, I think that this was a great finish. But Danny, you're right. They should have had more than 11 minutes.
They also had the crowd into it the entire time. Like there was "We Want Gunther" chants throughout the match. Like they were on Gunther's side. So
yeah, they did, and I think a lot of people are just getting very fatigued with Cody Rhodes' title run. I do want to see Punk and Cody though at SummerSlam.
Yeah, they're gonna do that. They're gonna do that somehow.
But I'll let you take this away since you do love this individual. You can talk about this match.
Individual? You're never gonna say her name? Wow.
All right, fine. I'll say her first name because she has earned it with at least having a solid performance in her second half of this match and having an overall solid WrestleMania match with Rhea. So I will say her first name, Jade. There you go. That's all you're getting, pal.
I missed you, man. So the next match we're going to talk about
not your Jade Cargill takes, though.
Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley for the women's world title. And to be quite honest, I kind of enjoyed the first part of this match because coming from a Jade Cargill fan, you wanted to see that happen. You wanted to see her dominate Rhea Ripley early because you know as soon as Rhea Ripley gets started, it's all going to be Rhea Ripley from there. And I was kind of giving you shit through the live stream, Donnie, because you were like, "Oh, the kicks." I'm like,
yeah, because if you're gonna fucking stop somebody, you fucking stop them. Fuck.
Oh shit.
They say in the business, if you do not know how to throw a punch, you know what the old timer is gonna tell you? You don't throw a punch.
So basically, she maintained control over Rhea Ripley. Kind of
Rhea carried that first half of that match,
and when the match picked up, I have to admit it did get more interesting. Rhea Ripley, as you see here, gave Jade Cargill a what's it called again? Devil's Edge.
But I will say the second half of the match, though, Jade Cargill did finally pick up her momentum, and they were cooking. But that first half of the match, she was half asleep.
She did not need B-Fab and Michin to be out there.
Oh, B-Fab with that.
She did not need them.
Couldn't even grab Jade's
She could have carried this match by herself. Yeah, B-Fab.
That was a horrible botch.
With all due respect with her and Michin, I don't know. Maybe she needs some different baddies. But ultimately, Rhea Ripley did win the title or retained it. Hopefully they bring it back. There was a little moment with when Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss came out to help Rhea Ripley because the three of them are all friends now, I guess. There was a stare down between Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill. So I think what I was saying earlier in the podcast, if you could go back and listen, there needs to be a feud with Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill. And I've actually said that before I took my hiatus because, like you say, Donnie, you still say she needs time. She needs time in the ring. She needs an established veteran to work with. Rhea Ripley, great job. Like the first match that she had with Rhea was decent. This match, honestly, blew my expectations out the water. This was one of her greatest matches. And I know the first set was kind of slow and she kind of sucked. In your words, not mine. This was a great match for her. Now,
yeah, Alexa didn't show up in this match. She showed up on SmackDown and then they took her out. Charlotte was the only one. Because then afterwards,
Alexa Bliss was there.
Charlotte got attacked.
Alexa Bliss was there because Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss took care of B-Fab and Michin.
Nope, it was only Charlotte that took care of him because then afterwards, backstage, they attacked her exclusively.
I could have sworn like Alexa Bliss took her through the crowd.
Alexa was taken out on SmackDown.
Oh,
but you know what, Dan Eddy? I'm impressed.
Hold on, I was gonna make one more point. The feud between Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Jade Cargill, whether it happens at SummerSlam or maybe this year or not, that needs to happen. Title or not.
I think Charlotte and Jade, yes, I do agree. And then eventually I would like to see Alexa and Charlotte have the breakup and then have a long-term story.
Honestly,
but I like the tag team right now with them. I wouldn't break them up.
I can see Charlotte Flair winning the Queen of the Ring tournament, to be quite honest. But they're going to do it. No.
But I will say this, though. I want to give you props because you were gone for 2 to 3 months and you had the facts right about me talking about how Jade needs to work with a veteran. And that is why this was one of her greatest matches, because Rhea Ripley was in it. And Rhea Ripley really did bring out the best in Jade Cargill in both of these matches.
She is the female Gunther.
And that tells you how tremendous of a talent Rhea Ripley is in that ring.
Yes.
She did a great job at making Jade look good.
I've been thinking about this for a year now. And I think it's, if people don't see it now, I don't know how you don't see it. Rhea Ripley is the female version of Gunther. Because as you can see, they put Rhea Ripley with feuds.
She's got more flavor than Gunther. Gunther is just straight old school.
Well, I'm saying in the match, she helps the other wrestler.
She does. Okay, yes.
She keeps the wrestler in the match.
Psychological in-ring perspective, yes, I agree.
They build like each other. The chemistry is always there. Like Gunther oversells some of the other person's moves. Rhea Ripley helps the other person get over during the match, which is why Jade Cargill was in the beginning, like controlling the match. That's part of that Rhea.
Sure. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Rhea and Jade, the second half really did pick up during this match, and I will give both women props because it does take two to dance. Sometimes there's one dancer that doesn't do as well, and that was Jade in the first half, but she picked up, which is the most important thing, and she is improving. And I will admit that because I call out the good when I see it, and I also call out the bullshit.
Razor's Edge. I was trying to think of that earlier. I was trying to think of the word earlier. Razor's Edge.
But we still need to improve a little bit more though. But let's move on to the next match we have here: Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi 2. Man. This was definitely the shorter match of the card, but dude, they cooked. They cooked.
Yeah, this match definitely cooked.
But I'm surprised Brock didn't really suplex Oba. Like, he hit him with 7 F5s to beat him, and Oba still looked strong. Oba still looked great.
Dude, that table spot where Brock Lesnar put an F5 through the table and Oba stood right up.
I love that.
Oh my god, dude, that was a great spot.
Brock made Oba look good despite winning.
What's that submission move called?
The Kimura.
You just had it? The Kimura lock.
And he was doing that a lot, like when he first came back to WWE around like 2012, 2013. He was using that submission a lot. So I like that he kind of brought it back.
I knew Brock Lesnar was going to win. I knew it.
Yep. And you know why,
They're
right?
Run it back at SummerSlam.
That's right. 1-1, bitch. It's happening at SummerSlam, and it needs to happen inside Hell in the Cell or Steel Cage.
There needs to be some like big stipulation.
Got to have a big stipulation. I don't want your typical street fight. Put these monsters in a fucking cage. Let's go.
Yep.
And then Brock can retire and go ride his tractor on his nice big lawn.
Yep. Yeah. So there wasn't really much to talk about that match. We kind of knew what was going on. We knew what was going to happen. It was just very fun. Entertaining.
It was a very fun, entertaining match.
Yes. It was fan favorite.
Yes. All right. Getting into the... Oh, I was so happy about this one, but I'll let you take it away. It's got to be 10 minutes. I do agree.
So Ruka and Becky Lynch. I thoroughly enjoyed this match because not only did So Ruka finally get a good soul snatcher on Becky Lynch, she finally has a title. Becky Lynch finally gets out of the picture, and Jessica Carr stood her ground just like every other match. Like it was perfect.
I want to ask you, are we building a Jessica Carr versus Becky Lynch match at SummerSlam?
I would hope so. She wasn't the first referee I wanted to see in a match.
She is trained.
She is trained. She needs more time to develop to maybe get up to speed for wrestlers.
Yeah, but we don't know that. She's never performed a.
God, what is her name? I can't.
At least on TV or in front of a live crowd. Oh, she has wrestled on Evolve. Wow. No shit. But man, I am
Daphne LaShawn. Daphne LaShawn, I was trying to think of. That was the first referee I was thinking that would wrestle in a match first, but
I'm so happy about this.
She deserves her flowers. They gave her the pyro, and they gave her just a straight up victory like moment celebration on Monday Night Raw. No interruptions, quick interview, more pyro. I think she's like the next,
The new Lita, baby.
Becky Lynch.
She is the next Lita, Sol Ruca.
Next Lita, yes. Yeah, and Lita, yes. That's a good point. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. I'm gonna say this a lot because that PLE was stacked. Kind of nothing changed for me outside of this title change. Like nothing a whole lot changed. Like the landscape of WWE, which PLEs are supposed to do, like generally.
Mm-hmm.
But this match was thoroughly great because not only did Sol Ruca get her first title ever, I think, right? First title ever. She didn't get NXT or anything.
She did. She had the, I want to say, NXT Speed title and also the NXT Women's North American Championship.
No, that's a title. I'm saying I think first main roster title, I guess.
Yes, this is her first main roster belt, yes.
Yeah. I think Sol Ruca has an entirely high ceiling.
She's the future of the WWE Women's Division.
Who was her first opponent?
On the main roster, she went against Liv Morgan. It was night after Mania. And then Zarya Coster, because they were finishing their feud with that last woman standing match the next night.
But who would be her first?
Oh no, her first main roster match was Bayley, yes, because Saturday night.
That's okay. I was like, I don't remember Liv Morgan, if I do remember Bayley.
John Cena's farewell.
That was that
since
for
being
a title,
since being a Raw women's wrestler, her first match was Liv Morgan.
Gotcha.
And it was not a title. It was.
I'm asking for her first title defense opponent. Who does she face?
Ooh, who does she face? That's a tough one because there's a lot of solid mid-card women wrestlers on the Raw brand.
I say she runs it.
Nah, not Roxanne because I would want Roxanne to win. I don't want to do that to her. I wouldn't want Raquel either because I would want her to win. Probably Natty. I'd say Natty. Probably.
Angelo, you're on timeout for saying Roxanne because she needs a push, not a push back.
I think Natty because she's already a veteran. Have Sol Ruca work with the vet. The vet will put her over. I think Natty's a solid first feud.
I say she runs the table through all these tag teams. Have her face Lyra Valkyria next. And maybe Bayley later on.
I wouldn't mind that match. Her and Lyra, two of my favorite women wrestlers in WWE.
Alexa Bliss, have her go after her title.
Yeah, I know. She's been doing some NXT stuff. But I'm just saying, dude, it would just make sense. Have Natty go for the Intercontinental title. Hey, the Hart family, they've won Intercontinental belts in their family. Natty hasn't.
Danny agrees.
But Lyra Valkyria, I wouldn't be upset about. That to me is a dream match.
Yeah.
But Sol Ruca winning, this was a highlight for me during this show. I was very impressed. But real quick, we got some love from Tyrus here, one of our We Are Wrestling loyal fans in the live chat. Hi, guys. Love hearing you at work. I'm just doing a drive-by. Greetings. Good morning from Athens, Greece.
Thanks, Tyrus.
Hell yeah.
Hope you're doing well.
I hope you're doing well as well. That was a tongue twister. All right, getting into our main event match, we have Tribal Combat. Jacob Fatu versus the Tribal Chief, the OTC, Roman Reigns. And this match was pretty good. It was a solid main event. It was a fun one.
Solid B-.
But I just wish that there was some blood. Wish that there was color. You were smacking the dude in an exposed turnbuckle 10 times, and we didn't get color. Not once.
Yeah, that's kind of boring. And to be quite honest,
I wish that they would just put the rocket ship on Jacob and just, he deserves the title.
We saw this coming the moment that Fatu asked for Tribal Combat.
I know. I knew Roman was going to win, because it's obvious. It's going to be Seth Rollins versus Roman at SummerSlam, and they're not.
But part of Tribal Combat is the winner is the new Tribal Chief. Roman Reigns is not just going to give up that title or name just because he lost to Jacob Fatu. So, you could have saw that coming.
But then, you didn't to me. I like the match. You see, at least with an Extreme Rules hardcore match with AEW, at least like you're getting the violence. Like you're like if you actually hit somebody in the head with an exposed turnbuckle, they're going to bleed, as you should.
I will say this though, in terms of like from the perspective of hardcore wrestling fans like you and I and the chat here, I like the idea of old style wrestling matches because Roman Reigns, I don't know if you've noticed, each match that he's had, he's done it on his own. And a big reason why he got pushed back of like that 1,300-day reign, it was because he always had something coming out and helping him. With CM Punk and now Jacob Fatu, two big heavy hitters, he did it on his own. And now they're going to continue with that. They'll get rid of these, not gigantics, these childish games, basically. Antics. There we go. And have him go forward, bringing back his aura, but as a different tribal chief because he is the LTC. He's the original tribal chief. They brought in Solo Sikoa towards the end, and I think they are slow cooking this. Like how you were saying with SummerSlam or WrestleMania next year.
Storyline. They are slowly building this. But you see, I just don't like it because Daddy said it best in here in the live chat. Triple H is the safest booker in the business. Fatu came in as the muscles for a faction. Now he's back to square one. That's my problem with this here because I knew going into Tribal Combat, this was a lose-lose situation. It's more of a lose-lose for Jacob, I think, because Jacob, dude, they took the life jacket off of him for a couple months with this program with Roman, and he was thriving. Like, he was actually going promo to promo against Roman. Like, he was holding his own throughout this entire program. So, like, now that, like, you have him lose the Roman, going back to being basically the bodyguard here under Roman's wing, which is going to make some interesting storytelling. It's just, we took a big leap forward just to take like 10 steps back.
If you think about it,
I'm disappointed in Triple H.
Fatu's projection this year has been mildly unentertaining, if you think about it, because he goes from a somewhat interesting match between Drew McIntyre, an unsanctioned match with no color. And then you have him go from this big up-and-coming megastar with the new entrance like last year sometime. You give him a push of winning the U.S. title. Am I mistaken?
He did have the U.S. belt.
You win the U.S. title, and then have him just be Roman Reigns' dog. Like, that's it. Like Danny said, he's back to square one.
And that, you see, that's my problem, because it's like anytime they actually give Jacob Fatu the football, when they give him the opportunity to be the quarterback, he gets 2 touchdowns. So I don't understand why we're making him go back to being a backup when he should be
He went up against Cody Rhodes. And then now at the end of Clash, you see Solo Sikoa staring at Fatu. And I believe it's sort of like he's the new Solo Sikoa. And that's Solo's way of saying, like, hey, I see where this is going, man. Like, don't do it. Come over by me. Come by my family.
I will say,
and that is what's going to cook.
And I will say, like, adding to that, the one thing I really like about this, the only thing I liked about all this was the finish, like, after the match. Mm-hmm. Because I thought during the match, they would have benefited having the MFTs in there. They would have benefited having the Usos. Because Tribal Combat's supposed to be all over the place. But I do like the way they did the ending here. Like, look at this shot. That is a great shot.
Dude, and now Roman got a fresh cut that day too, dude. He's so fresh cut and clean.
And that's the thing. Roman wants Solo now. So I'm curious to see where they're going to go with this, because obviously Fatu is going to be in the middle. So I like that. But at the same time, Fatu was proving that he can be a main event guy. And I think that they should have played it not safe, and he should have won the championship. I understand, the big ticket seller, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Ooh, not like we've seen that before. I understand why they're doing it for the casual. like the box office value of it.
They're
But it's like, come on. Like, we need to start creating new fucking stars. And that's something that, like, going back to the AEW thing, at least AEW knows how to do. Because they're not afraid to let them make the mistakes. They're not afraid of taking risk. And at least with AEW, they'll let you make those mistakes and they get a payoff out of it.
They're running back the greatest hits. Like, you ever have a band where they produce a greatest hits CD, or like they have this like coming back tour after so many years off the business or whatever? This is what they're doing. They're doing the greatest hits version of the Bloodline. And what's going to happen is Fatu and Solo are going to be eventually part of the Bloodline itself. And I see it, whereas with the whole Jimmy and Jay Uso, like, you're out and I'm out too, boom, moment. I think that's going to happen with Fatu and Solo, or Fatu and Jay Uso. More so probably Jay Uso.
Probably have a fallout with Jay. I can see that because they're both hotheads, and we kind of got that.
Roman Reigns mentioned him separately out of everything else.
But only time will tell what's going to happen here. But overall, for Clash in Italy, like, it wasn't the worst WWE PLE, but at the same time, it wasn't the best, which is why I did rate it a 7 out of 10.
I think I rated like a 6.5 out of 10, 7 out of 10 on your stream. I don't know. There was so much buildup. The card was stacked on paper, dude. And to come out of it feeling meh, it's at least a 6 out of 10 from me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things you can see coming, like the tribal combat. You knew Fatu was losing.
I'll tell you this right now, if Becky Lynch retained that Intercontinental title, the rating for me would have been down to like probably a 5 or a 4. Just putting that out there.
I think it was time for her to take the title off Becky. What they do with her afterwards, I don't give a fuck. Like, that was mean, actually. I do care, but I'm curious to see what they do because I might not like it. Let me rephrase that.
Ooh.
With Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, you saw it coming with Brock was going to even the series. So, like, big names, name value, yes, it was awesome. A PLE to must-watch television. It was bits for me, dude. I couldn't give him more than a B.
You know what? I'm okay with that. But Angelo here has a take, but we're not going to talk about it. We're actually going to use it as our cliffhanger for next week's main event topic.
Ooh.
If nothing crazy happens. Angelo said, I blame The Rock for Triple H being so safe. And I think the one thing I'm seeing here with you and I right now having this conversation for the last 10 minutes is there's an interesting discussion about the way Triple H is with his booking, whether or not he is playing it safe or not. And I think next week, that I think is going to be one of our topics.
We could talk about it more next week. I just want to say, bringing it back to what I was saying earlier, there's too many hands in the cookie jar. So in terms of like what has seemed safe, Triple H might have had different plans, but just couldn't do it because of the other hands in the cookie jar, like The Rock, like Nick Khan. Nick Khan?
Yep.
Yeah, Nick Khan and TKO wanted to do this other thing. Ari Emanuel wanted probably this to happen or that to happen, this person to show up. You know, it's sort of like they all want a piece of the pie, but there's only so many slices to give. You know, it's apparently I'm hungry because I'm using food analogies. But my point is, there's so many people that want to try to get their name on this thing, this PLE. Oh, I want this to happen. This wrestler needs a push. That wrestler sucks. I don't want him on my PLE. Like, there's stuff that's happening behind the scenes that we don't see or is being reported. And so that's why I think, in my opinion, Triple H is not so much being safe. It's more so he can't do what he wants to do. Not that I disagree with Angelo. I
agree with that.
Maybe a different reason.
But I'll share my take next week because I'll be here live with Rage. But is there anything else you want to add or anything before we do close off this week's episode of the new era of the Wrestling Pod?
I honestly say, like, even though we were on for 2.5 hours, this podcast did fly by for me. It felt like maybe 40, 45 minutes. I just want to say, like, I'm glad to be back. I appreciate the love that the people gave me in the comments today throughout the podcast, whether they agreed or disagreed with my takes. I'm happy to be back talking with you, Donnie, in the pod, Danny Huckins. I'll see Rage every now and then. I think we did bring up a lot of good points this time. My voice and throat is hurting, so I'm not used to this much right now.
Hopefully you didn't get sick with Danny.
No, I'm sick of him already. Just kidding. No, love you, Danny.
Danny,
I think I just need to get used to this talking more because I haven't been on the pod. I will work on the Discord this coming weekends. So hopefully we can make a post saying that it'll be ready by next week's pod. I know we're kind of like teasing you guys with the whole.
It is in the works, though, and
it is in the works. We promise you. They've seen it. Donnie's seen it. Danny and Rach have all seen it. They're all part of it. It's just a matter of finalizing some tweaks, getting it ready for the public. So hopefully it could be up soon. And I just want to say that I'm glad to be back, and it was fun.
I agree with Wavy here, man. Good conversations, and it was great having like some wrestling discussions and conversations with you today.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to have you back on the show. Usually, I know I'm in character a lot of the times, and I give you shit because you're the rookie, but like kayfabe aside, man, like I love that you're back here on the show. I do miss you.
Why am I carrying paper towels? I may have been off the pod, but I have been keeping up with everything wrestling. I tune into the pod every now and then, give Danny Danny and Donnie some shit in their live streams every now and then. But yeah, it's very surreal to be back on the pod live with you guys. So it's a good feeling.
All right. Well, welcome back. And I think the next time we'll see you here live will be, I want to say, the predictions at the end of the month for Night of Champions.
I think
covering
so. Yeah.
that. All right.
Yeah,
well,
sure.
So we are WrestleManiacs out there worldwide. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Pod and you love the new Thursdays, smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are WrestleManiac yet already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, leave us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download this episode and all the other episodes. But if you're not a We Are WrestleManiac yet already, over on the YouTube channel where you get the best pro wrestling content, lots of snackable content we have on the channel outside the pod. We have a brand new House of Glory Big Event New York Super Clash vlog, awesome championship wrestling, the OG3 front row at Blitzkrieg Pro. It was never just a phase. And of course, WWE Fan Going to Indie Show Part 2. And of course, live watch alongs for all the WWE PLEs, AEW pay-per-views. Recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. The link's down in the description box below. You can go follow myself over on my social medias, and I do have a wrestling figure YouTube channel as well, where I do toy hunts, I do toy reviews, nice inside look at what's behind me, all the cool stuff on there. Links are below. Dan Eddy, your social medias are down there as well, so go give Dan Eddy a follow if he accepts you. But
I would say more so. I'm sorry to interrupt. I would say more.
We are. Take it over. Peace.